It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievements, and who at the worst, if he fails, at the least fails while doing greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. To this end, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge my colleagues in the minority that although we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we must fear no evil. Let's remain strong. Refuse to be intimidated. Refuse the subtle culture of silence. Let's soldier on. Victory awaits us.
Before I said you ever consema APP, you know, some back on person.
Okay.
Abobo ya ni pragia. I ni nam highways no so no. Accidents yesisi no. Ebi ye omoa. Obaka na no last week ayidie ofanko barrier de no. Omse na abobo ya bi kan ho. Sa na nka cho na omse na ayo atumkwa beta no ka se abobo ya pra rider no de na da ni funu da na abobo ya
atumkwa kan.
Yeah. Normally abobo ya fo omo koso accident papa. Enti mi hu senti ya sese ma abobo ya eni pragia efa highway so. Enti se se umso osina ase we yi afa we hu. Enti am se no o yi afa abobo ya no ho eno ne sa tipa no kohia ya kofa oyeni no baye. Na yete o ma we mu ema enipa advocate se vozi yambane na the accident ba. Na ya makwan ma bobo ya ne prague ya ne okada de ya de adwuma na ya nya correct as nipa onipa na osusu ya se ya ban vozi na wantumi anka se abobo ya prague ya ane okada no ya hwe ho asem kan no nipa no nya correct enti omma ya hwe sa asem no abobo ya fa highways no so no de eyade a enyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyenyen be no nke be si truck anan truck anom de twene yema enti enkwade de na mantemo afa de ne obati asi Accra Kumasi road highway na bobo ya na mu na pragia na mu
30 minutes bia na bobo ya
na mu aha nkwa no de ha Ghana nti for road safety for any highway for mo fa money ensi sa de so MTTD for sa ne mam sa institutions me nsen MTTD road safety and highways mo hwe sa nsi we na mo kan yi pa na ha dwen
pragia na bobo ya
no mo de nam highways no so no enye kra e do how ba
yeah I agree with you but omo nya ho hwe trust me omo nya ho hwe
give it to baba
I give it to baba
give it to baba Adam
baba
you see you give a dog a bad name
to hang it
and you say there one more pay aje Adamu resources na from nsem Adamus after the omo say Angela omo aboka 205 million Ghana cedis 205 million na some dem go aboka say
1.7
billion dollars oh abawe no se one hwe ya na wo sori anopa na wo go kon asema o de abufu be ka de yenka because omo ya de a ase omo nshada nye correct omo ene ma mo ye bia ase omo nshada nye correct mo ba power wey ya man 200 million dollars some fan ko si adan we si dan mu 3005 waka no onsi enti yentim free mukura say yen fans were use $70 million $130 million NDC for your Mahama and Nkrumah say but matches Kennedy. Onya kwa nza da nkwa na dis ka no.
Da be.
Onya NDC for president Mahama and Nkrumah.
Anya ono point me.
$130 million ona mo chedi ye. Enti asem no court no ba ya first time mo be ye no say munya no man nko because no nkwa na dis ka no. $130 million. And it work up 205 million Ghana cedis. Nyame hu nipa mobo. Ai. Nyame hu nipa mobo pa na kwan a
ayi die Dr. Dofo. Dr. Dofo de ba ye no. Ye say atari je na kwose dem. Eda obi ani ho.
Obi ani omyenu.
Say sika no. Wo le fa say 100 million na. Dr. Dofo fa 40 million
enkodi ni free.
No fa 60 million emra o my Ghana.
So de aba.
And was okay 40 million de madam asepa mi kodi. Na 60 million kwa pono minister ka no me wo japade bi wo ho ntim me de be ma mo na mo nkoton na mo fa tika no ene ye besi na ye nim be japade no o ma to akodu in fact fourth estate for actual crata amwan invoke RTI right to information say mo fa details ne mra aka okobusa atene say sa agreement of mo ye no mo fa details ne mra say e japade be no de baaye wo maton omoton ne say da bere motoye wan de toye
that's all
and one no atari jira so ntimi fema na chese ska no munye
onye hwe na no sem
sa ne de wadi o
sem sa say chema ntimi plea bargaining no o mo ye kwa na sem no moto aso adi because 12 million bia o propose adi beba no 12 million nusa sem sa no
okay
say 12 million eswa enti wan tiase but come na do for the
o mata 60-40
and look at Uncle Court. 60-40. And the 40 a channel. 60 no so won
40 no.
60 no so won 2 abesine. And they on them fear.
Okay.
Na samoya say selective justice said it now memo a. Nyame hwa ye nyina o. Nyame wo ho. Nyame wo ata form say there is God o.
Of course.
There is God. Ntimo de mo nyine mo ho. Na tumi na abeka mo nsa no a. Abomo te said ye. Akokwa buru nsa no mo wura be firi akroma
the God that answers by fire
good
yo
wura be firi akroma mo ni betie no na ba bia mo ne nam no na enye mamo
that's why we can just St0rm sai any Supreme Court court say mame emfa bi say enka ho preko na entai enti ene no Supreme Court e the ruling beba na mate se na so judge say Justice Gabriel Puaman Justice Gabriel Scott Puaman wono Jo Mahama first time no and we appointed no now we PNC for general secretary at a point no PNC for general secretary and at the time so he said na President Mahama Yoko Brebopa no appointed in the court Supreme Court why you more than 10 years and then no asem court no nra no one tena so Oppong Nkrumah da asem court Oppong Nkrumah say nyina ne say ye makwan judge for lawyer for no makwanya you legal vacation na court bi wo holomo ya na yetimi ka say ye wo vacation judges ya no chief justice ne be mo that warrant ne say mo betime mo court na asem so na ye ka say department 10 and be nipa 20 mo na asem bi hia pa immediately a ye agenta mo na be fra mo court na asem no so na momo no ye no de normal na momo no ebinsi da say a legal vacation near ka say sa cases wey asem ye die wey during the vacation ye ni ebinsi da there's no precedent our Ghana
just a fresh motions in your keka ho no
and teacher ma won't me die ya was so pay bill ye no the legal vacation judge for no vacation judges na betina so na interestingly it okay tie no e ko Oppong Nkrumah de court ne say enye right enye legal say because assembly the ye by force during the legal vacation it's no na court no and the ruling beba no ye hwede besi na de won ba ko ne say chema won tumi so de na asem court say we apply for bail pending appeal no anu achi asese 4 days ago court no judge na ama judge ne say ne ho mfa no eti asem no watu asem no ahye October
the judge ne person catch say this October na hoba anything yes sir
eti wonim ta kwa na hobeto no
enti ne August mu no wo yare kakra wantimi ama wantimi amfa nko September wo de call October
na question is say
wonim da hobeto
wonim da ne hobeto no
opetu yare apetu
opetu question ba ko say judge no wo ye legal vacation judge wo ye vacation judge is she saying say
Uncle
Tasembia should be a man?
Can say from now to 15th October no. The best of Boka Tasem so
and a bill application. It is a judge and I want to do no one.
Yes,
my patch over the Mesamo pa. Manus Sumunaso. Manus Sumunaso. Say judge and were free more. It's my wood to me. I said no. Bill no. Yendi. Say October the balance judge and a home torn. It's my wound to me. I said, Yana. And now, based on doctor's report, Bain, I know did not say, what Yari say August, October, and Hoberton. It is saying, say, a legal vacation judge, and I had warranted that man. No, it's no, and now a mood to an hour, maybe with one or Metnaso. Patromuntia said, you yet not tell away a vacation judge. Vacation no more bar, thanks and someone at the court. Ya chimi mi pe bail e to bi so a police for so hia say asem bi omutimi de obi court e remand no what ya say e bi ya chi obi e be say din ba court
omutimi fa na police
akobokro no akobokro no wona na yire akon wabo na yire wa ye say and e was said na court na e bi e remand no ba police for no be hia court na court no e de remand aba ya no mo de court the court me ba cho say mo remand abrante no ana baba na investigation ya no de ye ko say pa e mutima ni bill na ya ka say October bra na ya October no mo resume a no ma ba be di asem no na substantive case bi any holma legal vacation period ni ye di ni sa I just said chief justice where wa ba yin kwa any that's where yanko na media
musi nyamia nemu asase so judges musi nyamia nemu asase so enti de moye bia no mu se nyame no a musi na nemu no wo hwe na mu bu ntanchi a onyame hwe mo okay me person me dwell more on Sammy Gyamfi gold board any minority leader any minority any Ghana for aka ukokan bia ne aso omuni
mati yanko
se Oman sika ya de maw se fa di dwuma bia me ameti ayi minti bibia se am ho kwan se meka because sika nya odia
yes
e ya Oman ne dia enti Sammy Gyamfi enhu ne ho se wo ya dwuma madwoma ha ma ne nua nti
yeah
yentimi nkana sem gold board na wo ho no yenim de nti a gold board ba ye enti wo de onimi se wo ya dwuma madwoma ha ma oni ni nua enti Ghana ha wo buru obia so apart from Jomahama ni nua wo buru obia so enti obia ntimi nko asem Sammy Gyamfi you're very careful because ebredi adane Oman sika na adikoto gold ana wa boka me say eka 1.7 billion dollars no ubehwem no na 1 billion dollars de NDC for na chedi Sammy Gyamfi ni mpanimfo na omode adwuma no ma no o ma chese Canada
o betimi aye ni sa
because abe nwanwa se gold wa anti say ye ton tomatoes e pro na enu afi ni fa gold grass start to ton dabe na ne to gold mfie na dia se ne o man che be ton ti se de mo ka se Bank of Ghana bokanti yanko ton ba bank square no anka e be ton o man nyina se ma Sammy Gyamfi kwan se de wo si ya niam so to gold afi ba ko wa boka 1.7 billion dollars dia and ye Ghana ye be ton o man no na mo ye wei na Ghana ni koka mo se ngan minority for na mo ho no omo man no omo ne putu aban no in check say aban ya bibi na se nkoyi a ombeka because minority ni ho a anka o ma we nkagu especially when NDC is in power nyame na abo en say NDC for wodudu owura majority no uhun faso bi owo mo so na utie wo ntimo Rashid Pepe wo ye MP
dabi
o se to nya MP bi wo
Rashid Pepe no wo MP hinfa wa na koso wo
NDC MP so mgu parliament ani nsem fo afiri wo manu mba na obusa ho se interior school no mo koye dey Rashid Pepe kasa basa
wa central
oba mo nga se dabi adwuma ha ye no ayi employment minister
dabi si president Mahama wo na fufu bi
omo de chese
wo ye dia e fe no constant key wo ye dia obeba Brazil Pelpu ka ho na wabon
papa dey say
Brazil Pelpu
me win picture me
enya academic year American we PhD holder etinye ho asa na America but amamu ho adwo
nim ho nyansa ba kokora
ono nai that day na TV so news file
and school for
enkwanya adwuma nya wo say Ghana for lucky Ghanaian youth no ye lack skills ye beti kwa dey identify baby a job opportunities wo abo say ye lack skills ye beti identify baby a job opportunities wo and some lady ayeni ni busa ni say na skills na lack the bit say and na wo chere and also let me give you typical examples one day me na mfo bi din kobo and sa se de bara me teach you na ade kan ni say onam prapram kwan no so a bomu say abo egugu ho bobri enso no nkofo ntimi hu se obetima ade ombede abo no beye enti no uye obi a wabi school
we university
uye chemical engineering enti no se utimi hu okope head pan
na se sabo
na da begu kwan ho kwala kwa sala da begu kwan ho o sa ko begu kwan no sa obotwa no na aye wonya one trip nkofo pe ya board ese omudan na waton eda ma omo ena
you talk to my seraba
the beba na some say and you think they lack the skill no say no say mama sama example what just say wakanya say it was sama ba ko da to aso was say we nam do akwa no so na da bo say esre e wo kwa no begu ni fa nyina ye no so no the almost lack skills nti no ko pese secular no twitwa egu ho twitwa gold ma be doso na da koma wo bia wonye nantwi eda no na ka sanzi enya se samson wa se ne ho so a
o so akopa na sum bia
na so ye bodam nipa wo ye jibifo
ko so akopa na sum ayi microphone na wote animu na atipa
wo ba wa bi university
wo so nko sisa bo na nko twitwa se
and see how can you say somebody lacks
that and I say the skill na
skill ben no
wo dik skill e ko twwa se skill ben and I say wo di head pan e ko sisa boba na no ya sa kasa ansem fun na bi o na me video kan
and I think they was say 24 hour you know was say
I just know agenda 111.
I was say they have to prioritize 24-hour market over agenda 111. And I'm saying, "Wa yare no work hospital am say ye."
Hospital, market.
Who market am who beto.
We no nyina wa ban mu as minister.
Yes.
Ho. Na say Sammy Gyamfi. Godua empro. Emfom. Asonte. Se koko kra na ne wo akotuna boka kra nkanya because koko the more na esi wona na esote gold ye we ni ne na ye 1 pound 10 years 1000 years ye 1 pound esonte
ai
na was maton aboka na se ma notifo koka na wa ma matiri so na wo so ko press conference aboki kan kwasa asma di wo matem na yanya jimifo bi nso
that's a bet
support to sa Jimmy Semina Sammy Gyamfi
to watch why you munchi kakra
yanya nipa bia o so wunyimi ya je Sammy Gyamfi ye on support because amani sika no di to gold no anya ne papa dia ana jomama no din tana we sika ne jomama dia ayo man Ghana dia enti se wo dia koto gold na so aboka na so Ghana for ka na odi atem ana dia say omo aye ayibi di ama NDC for no na ahmachi omo di agu ayi social media so no omo a omo comment say Afenyo Markin yo konfre no na okoye board chair e wo Ghana water ne ECG no omo bo ka say omo ye say na so we nya jimi na mo jimi
okay it is do ye board chairman e wo friend say gold board so one yan question na
na am say nya
that be since when and na say company be run at a loss wa ya kwache board chairman since when
company Ghana water and ECG aboka and the NDC for more bibidia account no say yan kwache Afenyo Markin one na ye board chair ya man ni nam ho and no keke kansem
enti NDC for Martin na eka enti person Muhammad ye adwin na ni trim say so obaka say yanchi Afenyo Markin atene general de omuni iyoko boss nim omuni nyasa chen wo mo
na mo chi Afenyo Markin
na ayeden
na goma wonu se bebe pie ho no wo mo doba na obde na se ne yemu a omo yemu a wo di nsebunu eboa wo mo no ke be de besi obi akwaje contract wo ECG ho kra no ntimi nkan nasem obi akwaje contract e wo ECG ho no mo NDC for mo anya no use no mo anya no zombie am use no ntino mo ntimi nka na asem na yo nyina to ma we mu na anya yanya nsem twefo bi nso no mo sidi akire na no ukosu ndi dia NDC for atema sam Gyamfi talk ka ma wonti so abo ma ne ka ne ka na so ti radio so na didi atem
this one there
because I talk ka ma udi atem a okoto Camry ma wonti no
fita ka fita
na obi anka Sammy Gyamfi asem biu hey masa ene de ye beka ne ne aka ne twina na me mani gi se osahin na Afenyo Markin eni mpo ye nua abra ono omunyamiro kodo Oppong Nkrumah omunyamiro ateni bia ni wa mobedi wo mo ama akama no atum se Sammy Gyamfi sika na se mo awia na mo akyadi o se ye ka apaniampa no abo no ye beka ya no atum wo mo se mo ma kyerɛkyerɛ mu because we did na aboka de se obekyerɛkyerɛ mu ekwa ye fa so boka no enye se ma boka akeke na wo de wakoboka wo pia to Bank of Ghana so but wo se mfaso ba de a wo ne honya mfaso what be that aduma na me ye no mfaso e wo mu no e me modern mo na me nyaaye e ka wo mu de me modern mo na se maduma ma ntimi anye ne yenti ne kan ba ye ende mo fa nkosi obi na anaduma na asem we ne ye ka kire wan
isi da se be sa asem no ho medwe ho a menti ase da se Bank of Ghana se IMF for krampunes say sa eka 1.7 billion dollars no it sits in the books of Bank of Ghana. Does it mean say Ghana more Ghana?
Yeah, boka.
Aban na was na boka.
Bank of Ghana e Ghana dia. Gold board e Ghana dia. And dia moka.
Ya boka.
And dia na come mo and gold board and fine go see.
And I don't care say Bank of Ghana for say a gold board o say a minerals commission o. Ni na about a gold wa ye ton. A gold a ye to aton. Ni ya boka. But one eto gold no eton. That's what you know.
Gold board.
Me but you need to say. I'm for say Ghana aboka 1.7 billion. Waka na say one kind.
Waka.
Okay. Was it DNT and your boss aka no?
Was it kanu free gold e kwato to yenumu.
Gold e kwaton.
Eno na kofa kanu bae.
Hwan na eto gold eton.
Gold board and eto gold eton.
Eti hwan na me aboka.
Gold board and am aboka.
Eti adan ye ka. Adan ye asem just ye men ye
can na this for.
Men tiasie.
Do matem. Mum ye di do matem no munya eka. Enti say the plan ma fa no. Somebody atem didie. Obedi di atem sa na chese obi opeso kan bibia no oja. Eno de moboa. This am di tuo. Ubotu nipa ntuo no awudi ya no anatem didie de nkan we.
Ya no e wo say Bank of Ghana for omo betimanya a single evidence say omo agoto gold atonwana. Bank of Ghana esremon Bank of Ghana for betima che say mu agent bi a wakoto gold akotonwana. Mu ni bi Why na Ghana mandate no wo mo nsem say omo to gold eton a gold board from kwa. Yes, gold trading ya boka 1.7 billion. But gold board was e de anya. Meanwhile gold board was say gold trading no o ma say nyam so mfaso. Tio emfaso no de omo de bom asafo hini o e ma edda graphic front page e ma omo de gie e omo ni. Na mum e ka no de omo si de.
Yempiam to obi so.
Oh, sa ne ma no ko papa ho ne he o ma me ni no oh obale ni kunu sakra no ye enumade de a ne meba no no ye akra no de a me ne ko ma me ho ko papa ho na wo sini ba wo ye di anya wo sini wo ye di anya ma me ni ye meba sa na akwa koye
Ghana. According to World Health Organization and UNICEF, almost 5 in every 6 Ghana health facilities they fall short of basic sanitation standard. Say offer asupiti anaza miamia omujumedi omudie no eye apomudene won hyehyeye enomo ya emunsia bia wo oba vestina na sa obekono emu makunum ahonidie won nsem no enkoye awo honum almost say every 5 in 6 Ghana health facilities fall short of basic sanitation standards. And no, now, and no, as I make say a day now. About say ECG and as a grid co focus say woman fi de want chima no mu besiesi a Ashanti mun kuana ye experience that effect na edebeba no anopai ECG for ababa man ye say omo beye 8-hour power outages in Ashanti region for the reasons in an say almost yes you move fidi want chima ombeso mo kra yi. Why always Ashanti region? Tego ya fanse mo emi enu enhase ye wi a ye be ko de agda kan so
oneba and say ECG for any free na mo boy Ashanti me mo na ndene ano odene this same NDC ena emra no mo position na mo tetem say mo timetable ti esro mo timetable no emra never boy because you see at any time mudum kanian and mudum na time mumpe no so now this time around mutimi do no now to say half of Ghana you off because enra anopa yeah light some mudum ni ye o mo minimum mo outside Ashanti region na o from some kanian do intino enim how omo ye nwoma ti omo mbra na say timetable no mo de mayan mo fama ye na ye hu kwa be fa so de adwuma because en kanian no na ice king for any insuo for bodwa for nyina de ye adwuma enti se economy no a asensini so mo sare nkane ansensen ba be ha ye de a ano be yedene ti be pa o mo chew se o mo maye nkane na asantima mu ha de titiru ekwan mo fa so mo dundum nkane no be serious ano odene enura na yedum nkane na no mutimi kai se coastal ewo subin enti na safo mo bo horom ba be yedidi yes ro mo ne se enkanya no sisi anu ayedin wasantimemu ha menim any other region but asantimemu no anu ayedin it's a timetable no be bre na yedi so a omendi so eda yen ayeton TV o afukonta yen ton TV o bantama yen ton TV o dechem so yen ton TV o tafo area ho nyina no eda bedum kanya ni fira no pa ekosi anwumre 8 ne hu se dade ne yebeda because we got na dwumemu a obi ntimi beto TV bra won testing man no ma ne hu se ekoso wo mo to nsu so mo se keje tie nyina no yebedum kanya da say for 8 hours na ne mo mba adwuma no matena fi no mo nyina da because be bia adu no no ayedene the economy that we are living under yehu bida imam penyini ene finance minister me see me hu finance minister pepe e say you are to force in that government agencies ne adi nyina no you are making sure that they are struggling on first can ko be bia ni unya say Ghana will look good in the books. The daily lives, how we are living our lives. You don't have any idea how entrepreneurs, their businesses are failing. How bojo for omo chilling you or more afraid about bra. How they are struggling. And you have a finance minister. Why not being say on first come be a name of DCs, near MDCs, I don't know. They will continue to enjoy their pay. I mean, kind of no cost when you're now about this year 2026. Me say there are software no ana year be only team ubano. Year 2026 no ma declare year of demolition. 2026 year of demolition by the government. Oyiba I don't focus year money ye. Container bi sia, dan bi sia ye kwan wi. Enti yebu wi ni akwakoyi wi ade na motia team. Oyiba ye nya nwoma de wi omusi ye no. At any particular time bia no dwene nipa ho. Hu se nipa na wudi ye so. Enti se opese o se baabi na wo ye bibia hwe wabosuom ne hu se sika na kura wo no se wo tu nkorofo no kura no a aban wo sika obetimi da ye ne mprempren ne wo pese wo ye no na wo ntinsi mountain first excavators nsi mountain na wo the economy is struggling na wo so wo the excavators ne machines a wo do nsi mountain na wo se nkorofo nyoma ebra wo hu eda wo be ye nyoma na wo pese wo ye no sa de na se trimodene en why wadwen se amamu no de ba bebu na yede yemubu won man kase bio kese ke tenase din na mo nkoso ni bone na ke yehwe se ebre no so Ghana fo betin tesu kokwa askere mo na nso enam se ye dwene Ghana man hunti no ye besere man panyi democracy ni ye twisu se be practice and therefore we cannot push you to resign. We can only wait till 2028 na mom yesre se mfa nhihye pagu kwan mu na wo mpanyimfo no wo yi wo mo mfa buo manipa no mu kwan be fa so ni nipa no nananom be kasa ni hu kwan be fa so be chichiri kro no ebre o policy and programs ne koso na nya ne mu ye ya ba bia no start the machines na ba bia ene ma amenu mo mumbo mu dwetire mumfa nhye papa bi ngu kwan mu ebeboa mu dwetire akosoro na nso mu sese nkrofo nyoma ma komode nkofo kuruma Asante me mu ando wo mu si ye na ase ayo mbone boni be ne aye mumfa nhye pa ngu akwan mu na nkofo di ye na akasa mu so mu nko akire mbo ko akire kura voluntarily uba wa unkreti aduma ensam ni promise ahodo a woka ye nyina woni so enkrofo kakra so ma boabo so keme anase assemblies ahodo no etisi montena no mo sese no they give you short notice and you come and destroy it. It is not easy. People are dying, people are getting sick, people are losing their capital. But abaya and I say one fashion home. And omakofa arrogant leaders abaya so. And if you came boss, kwan of us or kasachere businessmen, and kwan of us or kasachere nananum, and kwan of us or kasachere nkrofo kromarmo. You ask yourself, say Zuba and Nra, then Ninati radio sunana. And I Zuba for. Is it the arrogance of power? And the bia yekase ngofo bi wo ma wo mu tumia no ma ho ma so na yi wo no e na me na MMDC a wo do no o mo ye de o mo ye na na yina ye wa twem ebre no beso o mo hu se tumi it is not forever, it is not permanent, it's only a temporary gift a de ma ni pa bia nti kwa mo fa so o mo ti krom no mo o mo make sure say ye ho be kire ye no ye de yina wa twem mu a ye ka che o mo se o mo nya bibi mfa ho because we kwa mo ye ba bridge ye da wotra asafo interchange ko ahodwan about bridge no so ma baby or mama katra bakwana yeketwa askwa hono no hiba minim contractor na wo ye adwuma is na kofijo chance no a na am say Joe shop minim chance no de agi kwan no muta kwana ka kwa yeketwa na kaza kesi bi duro ma na etwi chance na awai contractor wo a wo mfa nkofo nyina ho mo direct traffic omo I think the same so ma abandon project no it's because woman machine say ye adwuma ne gidigidi ni pa na eguo no say obi ani ho na this traffic say wardens no e did na the two ends no nti mo na direct car no we mra na we nyina say obi ani ho bi nti wan kasa no duru wa na wo heka kese a eba no na obi say space this na wo gina te se de me say ana kasa kese so mo ba no anso mo ba o so no fa ho wo ditwi na wo na ho ache wo ne tai na beka no ana te sia no nchase nyina pipi car kwanu ni ndua no ana wo duru won ma wan hwe ya ro car betwi ana so ko spray car 5000 na mo nye so a mo ma ye mfa kwan da na so sai no ma ba be che kwan mo ma kwan eketwa bi ka bonsa ho a na ditwi ndua ne nchase nyina wawai they are not doing anything about it o mo fa nkofo nyina ho ana wo kwa ho do about we mo pam ye ma me nothing is going on there. Edana make say Obia nkasa se yempe development, but to hide behind development now be shankofo ne ya atu manu aduane aguno ya na entwayi ya dwonbone no mde sa asokwa to 100 about 18 months ni na aka we what is the guarantee say o to aso atwema be fa 100 about after you see ya kodu santas run about true to patase no o ye wie enene kira eti wotu wan ko ton aduane oton tade oton paboa odije kakra obedidi no enka twea nka bia be 4-5 months to say adwuma be ase no wo me na firi ho ene wotu no adwuma no so aka ho nothing is happening. Yes ena ohun plan ohun plan ena that Rambo style bia ase ye pamu mu ene ekira adwuma na ehya ase me say eda sa Adam's kitchen the war Santa's run about omububu nyema aguno na oton de ane o that day na I still on the yes I know you na omoton de ane mu didi ya mena ndu na duane kwa so on tam na duane enti na sa ani bera de soja fo ne police fo ko jane so ebubu enema ne otano cylinder no ato afa ha na duane a wa ya obeton no Jesus say nyina asa gu ka mu de ko so de ko che so ko dey it was like ade achia adwuma na ehya ase. It's been a month. It's been 2 months. Nothing has happened. Your lawyers, your lawyers, the introduction of the army against and just said one too many. As of one the last one, don't we have specialized police force? If you really engaged them well. If there are extensive consultation, stakeholder engagement, akosu year, do you need the police, let alone bringing in the military? So no ma dinkomo ye, what na say? What be so much jiniche? Ye pese mu free hanum, say ni ye be ye. Na momo so mu kwa
ehane bia mbetima kwatena for the meantime we and share homamuni
and I want to do by before some corner or see another
the same thing and the next 2 a.m. and this soldier for kucha
why we are introducing the army all the time
why
civilian areas and then one who came a boss and no army commander time biano or no bar na soldier for twan ho hia na bi die nim die chire
na soldier for no so mama mo ho kwan na politicians no eyam sa so muti omu na adwuma bi ye o and e from no mu die chire o je ho awontrase
something must be done about it because the way we are using
the soldier enti mo no mama mo ho kwan ma just the kind of respect kana mo command everyone mo huru
what is the tema na yesu no hu soldier ni a I am shishie kakra ne ade the KM boss is introducing the army
unim say akwa kodru say and obi ware kra na otumi fro soldier form ye be shi jama wase
ai omo na ebi mo kwa kasa bi a
mesi na nze me kwa ye wording bi wa bu akwa abrantie minim ne wuni pel bia o ye soldier ni minim ne bibia say so mo timi ko form engan come ne sa prison officers ne why are they allowing themselves to be radical like this
and fair I think say we should do something about it our lawyers should test the law and I say impanyfo bi no mo nkasa and I say if those people in the army uniforms no e first one assembly no edo mo ye adwuma no I think say the police is better trained to handle people because so we video no mo ko asafo demolition no some of the army personnel how they were using sticks to attack people who were already packing their things out me sure say police near
so resistance biaba and police force then you add the military where there anybody no kwa no or sesane yema and I say unti bibia say was onko and all of a sudden bibia Jesus soldier for
Ashanti regional I think minimum the commanders now Ashanti region no say omohwe mo nya bibi mfa ho it's becoming one too many where we have armed soldiers in civilian spaces because what I know is that the armed forces are not trained to handle civilian people. They are not trained. That's not their job. And since all the mobile space anymore, you know more interactions, no, and then you're friendly. But the police are better managers of the civilian people. Now, say, "Momo, you say Bruce, let be a police for the case. Be a yentimi." This adwuma no ayesi ye no na mo free soldier form but me sure say kwa demolition you need soldiers to go and accompany you to do this and the KM boss consistently is using the army and I think that something should be done about it e kwa of us awoye ni nwuma no na onye ba ebiom ye MMDC is no more the mining areas no onye ba why is the president keeping on making sure say omote offices meaning amansia the Mansu areas this is a one now by now as a president as we are reshuffling no near break so ba kun galamse no sam ko from toni na ba nan ko yomadi anko yomadi sam po twa na mampanyini etwa Ghana for some ye hwe kura me mfa ho no anu odene because there is a documentary evidence kire se nkofo ni bi wo mo omo man nkofo receipt amomo ni chamfan any excavator akonwuram minye sure say wokọ hayo uhin excavator minye sure say wokọ hayo ana wokọ afumu a uhin excavator ana uhin chamfan aye galamse no omo ye na galamse yin so no o man panyeri kan ka say ono ya wo say ne pratifo ni bi aye galamse and you know if the DC can give people the permission to go and mine illegally then I'm sure the party is in the known of it. Either they are the ones doing it or they know what is going on. Because the point first was sentiment one mugalam say na first was air cost the say no. On ba no odene. Anu dem see a free bontefu e kom patuom. E dem patuom area ho. Dio is omu ye galam say no. Anu odene. Enti man panyini say na nia bre no oba ku galam say no oba boa ma ya yes ha de no a won fa the president into line so te say de emire bi na na dan kokofo do de ne den e kan ya ene acosto the government no onye bibi enwu so e be ma onye bi ni promises a o ka kire say eye aban no na ye say okun galam say na onku galam say because na na do dan kokofo do any Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia they are the ones doing the galam say no onye bibi enwe me say oman panyini say mo kan opposition and na monto a 2 hours in government now no you ask yourself say is it the same person who was in opposition who was leading the likes of Sammy Gyamfi, the likes of Malik Basintali, the likes of the Mustafa Bandi and more attacking the leaders of the New Patriotic Party when they were calling us criminals, when they were calling us names. Ne ucho mama mu no e kwa galamsey na aju omu nsema obi aye no ope no a na che se enura no omo de atoro na babeji tumi no enti ebeka che ye Ghana hafo nyina se ene ye mu nyina mani misem se galamsey no na media host akase wo krom ha no mu lead the narrative no mu TV ni radio so e ka se o mampanyin tokwa no wo no wo de asojafo ahyemu a wo ko ntokwa ne de na nso on ko ntokwa ne ye no ene ya withdraw all the army. Yeah, we do all the police and people are doing whatever they want. In the now come be to galamsey no e kunu bebre no ano e fa sei. Na nanu mu so a ene mama mu kwan anaza mu ye neck deep in doing the galamsey. Shame on you. Shame on you because me nye sure say oba be fro abanwa no aba be sumu manfo no o ka cho mu say oba be lead the force to do galamsey. Na very soon media meje yewura na say to ababi o Mijinidi, and I know say very soon. Even one for Kasaka be on more, or Mudiku to Jubako, Mensia, Nansu Mensientium. Because whatever you are doing, you are me, you are Mahoma. So when you are in such a no yeah, now you will not be in bed with a politician or those greedy people who are spoiling our lands and water bodies. No more send because Mampenina and I just want to. And I'm sure, see you very soon you will crack the whip, and by the time I will crack a whip, no one can say the Ahumano. Ebe hanging home because you know say you run him the way nyina na ebe all the evidence beto him no you will see what will happen. Amonyo fo so amosema ban ba na mu DCs ntimu nkamasem na mu MPs ntimu nkamasem na mu ye MPs na mu ye ne mope ne to extend say enei ukwa hafo no South East MP wotimi ko ahemfie ni apam no enne hafo no South West MCE look at what is going on there. Now if galamsey say this to say ya me sure say very soon the people over there will rise up against the tyranny and the incompetence that who is in office because this is how do be no mining areas nya you are neck deep in doing galamsey and that is why oko be kwai that is why oko man so oko amanse what is going on there
aban we buy and or say or transfer police commanders omuwo galamsey districts and I communities nina what transfer mu baby adum kwedi omuko afofra adum ba yi no galamsey no is getting worse. Why is he still keeping them omo mo zonkoi
oyeba say oyi obi no de ono de aba ne de ne ba you play ball or you go and the always a police commander do mining area near to galamsey no na ben police station no timi nye ho hwe near to galamsey na na ben school na DC is wo hu MC is wo hu ya e chese wo no MC na DC no wo ka hu no ye galamsey na say wo to aye dada nyina ye dis kan ma no and the police commanders bebrena are complicit in the galamsey that is going on. MMDCs bebrena they are complicit in the galamsey that is going on because me no what way say me can say me wa no ma no trash here na police for betimi ate enya report no ma ba be chime frefidie eso anu a aden na ekuro no a ye wo hweso as police commander ekuro na hweso as MMDC na moto won mu na manfo etu galamsey say school etu galamsey ebe wo police station wakache be bia wo di police na wo beto kache say unwi see no evil here no evil you wo Nkrumah me say bibia ekoso bia no kire mbe mu akunta nye ekoso bia ne bia no mu akunta because MPP ne ba ban mu ye jeja anyoma to ho ema nkofo bi omudi boni in the past ne ye say prosecute omo a in the state of national cohesion si ye beke kan ho bom na omanu mu badwunti ye jeja anyoma ma omo je double salary ni ade nyina etena ho didi ye ma ne omo bo nkofo chidom amo ma ba be ye so dom no very soon me sure say 2028 ye to oba na ba ne bedane na dania akonta bebre wo hormo nkofo bebre nu ene omanyo omo tam 1.5 years in government no oma bebu sa akonta no ye wo Nkrumah no nkofo kansema kese Nkrumah obi enu won ma police for kwache wo ensema na ehu ensema na ya atro ni nyina omo fo omo diye na ye kansem keto bi fa nkofo bi hu an omo tietiem me sure say baba sa topic so Sammy topic no good boy topic no ye beba so ene ye kansem keto bi fa omo hu a en kwapa ye no kore ana say ye asembusa ye sere so omo be yi anu no ene omo tumi ka say ye se omo di internet ye more opportunity they use the Flagstaff House platform government platform I mean it's a good board the institution of government and I say a government itself na ene otumi be gina won mo de abufuo ebe ye ni sasem twampo wo Nkrumah mo just because ye bisa question say adena good board aboka when about gold ball car wabo according to IMF near 1.7 billion. That's what the buy is CDC more about 22 million. And about the year can say amount fonti no be ase.
22 billion.
22 billion
Ghana cedis.
When about you bet media ya coin, you bet media see zuku, you bet media creating job for the jobless people and no come montene. E kwa ko pa dwuma ye nya ma omo no. Na me nim se Sammy Gyamfi, obetuma kan ho asema ma waka se obi se de diama ne bu afu to the extent say wa honhunu se obepai. Ono Sammy.
President Mahama is saying on several social media commentary, no, dangerous.
What was dangerous? Nkrumah, Malik Basintali.
And I'm surprised the president
social media
spoke about this.
Nkrumah, Malik Basintali, ejina TV so ka say, you are Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, unim say Nkrumah a number akwa kremoni papa bia emfane senka no wache eye preku.
Yeah.
You are Malik Basintali jina TV so. Ka say, you are Dr. Mahmoud Bamia preku. In fact, and nama opepa woman nambia wampe nama opepa eye preku. This was a dangerous statement. This was a dangerous statement. At that time, I was expecting the Muslim leaders to have come out to say, "Akoda kasana wo kasa trashie." Painful bebre yedin, Sheikh fo bebre yedin, man fo bebre yedin. He was attacking a Muslim who was risen up through the rank to be vice president. Eka said, "Nama wo opepa eye preku." To the extent that sometimes they even say, no, you'll be our no son. These people did not make any pictures. They said this because you were looking for power. You looked on, you didn't tell your boys to keep quiet. Malik Basintali did it together with Sammy Gyamfi, and they can say, Papa Aden Waka to good aboka. Was in the buafu? The buafu in Yesebia, some of the crow. Now, both for IMF way. IMF and I catch say, Papa will go now to Waboka, or Mambok Bank of Ghana. Almost a gold board now boka. It is out before now odiba minority no answer the question ye bisa no and for before katakata so answer the question na no nim dia ma ne buafo ne yemisen because sa e kan wo abono sa kan it amounts to woefully causing financial loss to the state. It is ene ye say akina obeyiya bail condition it is epoa ejana yemhye say ne bra no will be casual because ne Oma weaponize the law. I'm making sure say will be a war born a businessman or ye good and concerned citizen all born a bra. Omo de mrana ko tina ko tum enfie duonu. E bra mu anim say e kwan mo fa so a omo ni ko gina mrani mu eni kwan mo fa so a omo prosecute no. Enya de ye fair. Enti na wonya ehu e woni mu e tietiem say nka kokofo betie no. Nanso boni nsuma ne de na boni mpro ne de wo kina o questions obe answer. Ochina Mrs. Sammy Gyamfi e wo question be answer na ye bisa no ye no kure says gold board to me use 3.9 million Ghana cedis on entertainment. You Sammy Gyamfi unyo opportunity na wabufu ne ba forma e ya no ba be answer ebiom e no kure say 1 million Ghana cedis mu use for monitoring and inspection ebiom e no kure say 2.3 million Ghana cedis for printing ebiom e no kure say 14.2 million Ghana cedis on task force. Eye macho for ne soldier for ne dia mo de yes aduma no ebio ma no kra say 3.3 million mo de transportation sa anyuma we nyina ya twra to sa anyuma we nyina o kina mo be ya no be ya lawyer it's a receipt bia na say wo bank transaction bia e betimi make sure say sa anyuma we nyina ye be ja tum say o spending on Ghanaians ne bia mfa ba bia e bia mfa NDC for so a wo kina be ansa me so o man so mo be se ebu ni yi a ye be bo mo bu ni yi na mo be se mo de mache no and better Nkrumah say the brain linkas no watching yes will go after you because party grassroots ya bro because when the MPP was in power and then we had evidence of people in high places no much double salary and a crime. We looked on in the nation for nation cohesion. The grassroots says, okay, yeah, let us concentrate on building a better tomorrow for the ordinary Ghanaian. And the government has said, the school some free such as buy my Ghana for you for so. And maybe the health insurance buy a man is focused on the health insurance on your card. Nibi. A man, Ghana for you home for so, and the health insurance if you're Ghana for you, dear. Yama minimum or more war. Yeah, this is able go akwamu a ukọ hospital yenye wo hwe because we believe say so wo fa furu a eze Ghana ye bo ho bra na obi ne ba enko wuo san hye we nyina hye a ewura sikani fie ewura hie ni fie NDC ba bɛn mu 1.5 years sɛ ne yɛ bisa sɛ nhyɛ bɛ na ɔmo de gu akwan mu baako pɛ ɔmo kyerɛ baako pɛ a ɔmo de gu akwan mu ewura fie bie mu a they cannot mention any of them wokɔ kan ɔmo sɛ ɔmo yɛ big push no wokɔ kan ɔmo sɛ ɔmo sɛ yɛ express road Accra Kumasi na ɔmo nam wuram meanwhile Accra Kumasi road is killing people on a daily basis you ask yourself say government no a na sɛ aban no a ya yi na si wɔ sɛ ɔmbɔ Ghana for ho yɛ lives ho ban no anamontuo bɛ na wɔtuo enhyɛ bɛ na ɔde gu akwan mu to make sure sɛ yɛnyina ho atɔ yɛ ɛnɛ Ghana ni bia no ɔhwɛ akɔma ne trupo yɛ kɔto aba ma NDC Ghana ni no ɔde abufuo wan kɔto aba ɛnɛ NDC fo afra ba nwa no ɛnɛ me sure sɛ nuhu no aba na no ɔdene ɛnɛ yɛ nwa no mu a yɛbu ɔmu dwa abɛsi dwa no me sure sɛ mafia MPP yɛ nwa no mu a mu de abufuo kɔ join ne afafantɔ mu a ɛnɛ mu sɛ mu kɔ the base mu nyina no me sure sɛ ɛnɛ mu nya nsa kyerɛ mu nyina mu san ba back home sɛ de bɛ ya yɛ bɛ kɔkɔ tie Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia an idea whose time has come adwempo ne braso sɛ bɛ kɔkɔ tie na kyie no ɔba na 2028 ɔbɛgye yɛ free nkoaso mu ɔbɛgye yɛ free adi a ɛyɛ yɛ sɛsie mu ɛnɛ ɔhene ba yɛnyɛ mampanyini bi a wɔyɛ hwehan ama ɛnɛ Chinese fo abɛgu kurom ha a ɔmo tɔn cars ama yɛ nnuane mo tɔn cars atɔba ha yɛ nnuane mo tɔn cars ɛnua na mo tiɛtiɛ mo no ɛnɛ China fo na ba kurom ha ɛde cars aba ɔmo bɛhan fie ɛde cars abɛgu fie a ɔmo fa yɛ nnuane mo ma ɔmo no ɔmo ɛyɛ videos aba social media sɛ ɔmo tɔn cars mu nyina ne ma yɛ din yɛnnuane car garages fo ɛnɛ mu nyina ma yɛ din
ti sɛ kurom no paa deɛ
ma yɛ din
obi predict Ghana today a kame nyini o
me say yɛnnuane mo garages dede ɔmo yɛ kurom ha no mo against the new patriotic party ɛnɛ China fo India fo ɛnɛ ɔmo aba bɛhan fie ɛwɔ kurom ha no mo ɛnɛ ɔmo de cars ahodoɔ bɛgu fie ɛnɛ ɔmo yɛ video social media ɛnɛ nkɔfo kɔ hɔkɔtɔ na de make sɛ ɔne China ni wutu car kɔ kurom China na nkɔtɔ car free China ba no so ɔno China hɔ ɔno de ne sika ɛne ne loan no ɔgye no less than 1% no ɛde ba kurom atɔ car ba kurom no woni ne mienu deɛ na bɛyɛfo over the years na nkɔfo ni sa opportunity no ɛnɛ ɔmo wɔ yɛ fie mu ɔmo yɛ mantam ɔmo tɔn cars ɔmo fie and you the garage owners you are quiet madwuma egu you are not saying the right words you are not telling government say government yɛ adwuma no egu you are quiet it is catch businessmen say ne India for and the Lebanese for they control the price of rice in this country. Lebanese for they control the prices of rice. Warehouses are do akese okroma mo. Omo na age. Obekona mo no ho. Brand na open no was obi atoni nyina mi no obi antoy. O weti o twenya na say if system no for be 1 month. Na man for yen for that rice product now. No the 5 seasons to so na bedwan so. They are cashing in. Just because the government is quiet, the government is not doing anything about it. And when you came in, boss, Sanyo Moya cause of report to the state. On a mountain, oh Buddha, on some Besibia, and no more bungo for stores, some Bessie stores, no more boo bank, some Babesibia. Me won't be there. A government that promised 24-hour economy. I thought said they were going to sponsor and now they were going to support the private sector. Said by a production because who they gonna see now? Who says who ye biblia? What you are doing is that you expect people to import more, and any state that will import more, you don't get money. You are always relying on import. You are not producing anything. And then come in say one day you want for to MP ba be mo starting here. O ba so dia me adwini bi a me diri ye say make me make sure say better than the MPP. Now ka ban this ka ba be private sector echi. No aboa ama companies ahodo a all different stages of development no ya boa no wo de wo si dwa na wo besie se de be ya ye mrante no maba wa ye nwuma no ye bejai te ne ko shoemakers bebire afa se ko asafo a shoemakers bebire egu asafo ene bebire na agya dwa no shoemaker nwuma no ye because China products na eba no wo ye wo Ghana ha no mo a China de no ebo ofose ono no de na wo ye no enti eni da so be no wo se china be yi to wa no we na se mo a no wato no kiosum no to akọ China de ni bi no do kodwa no akọ ton and ye bisa say if you continue to rely on imports ye da chi senate say ye say ye be bubu school ni ye bubu bank ni ye bubu biyade de ye sidwa na Nkrumah no obi ani dwa ye da chi na te say enti oman aban ni nya na dwen say obo support the private sector amomo ye the engine of growth in this country. On to me first adwumpo ni bia to kwam. His excellency John Dramani Mama wo de nka wo remedial president. What the president am here you were depend. amen was aba biom enti ka wo suahunu obi akotwo of deck de ka wo suahunu nka ba hu se nka ne me call ya na bufu mu to abati amena na mama opportunity no ntino and me meboa the private sector no made the engine of growth dabi o first ka no akoton kokko na de ma NDC fo no manye no mawe o kina mbebu hu akonta omo mu da no nyina no e bibi so omo se Ghana sika na ye de ma mo no ano a mo de ton kokko se mo de bodwetiri no e de na free mu ba ye mu nyama dwen se mu beye bibia to support the youth of this country entiene emrante anytime NDC baba bemu bia you have unemployed graduate association sprouting up going to petition the president say president hey anomontu a wodi share say 133 ba 24 economy no 133 mu huye and the human promise wo mu nyina no nothing is happening and then nothing be atoba people are involved in just trading or go out on China you know babaji and it is not giving them the amount of money omutim dia kofi into ya no so boka no akokutana mantwa baby na afeje na adwene mo ha no na akokusua drug no unknown drugs na the life will say people are resorting to crime, people are resorting to betting because on man nya na adwene say o bet ya ne mbabunu na free betting ho ti enu aban bi ba ya o de betting tax ba ya o ka say you control betting through taxation no NDC the campaign etia the new patriotic party say abani pese mo baye adwuma na me sure say John Dramani Mahama ne bantwa entwa bet me sure say Julius Zebra atofo say omo ntwa bet yenum hia for ma aye de ani bre pesika eno mu promote say yenkotwa bet na bet no so ohimba abrante bia wo tie bia me ka kire say wa ko school no aye probability da wo say you can never beat probability, you can never beat the bet we abrante na so bra no what probability da the probability that you say oh to die your mother die say 2 the probability that will be 6 the probability that will be 1 no you cannot calculate the percentage and get it right and then what you say broni ni bet no odi aba no unwe bi atwa bet enya V8 tima na say onya Benz bitim edu betwa bet no de akwa bet will make you miserable bet be more addicted to crime bet be more kromfo bet be more life as bet be more lazy and until them maybe a term now for cigarette and necroid so ho cigarette for cigarette box be no ya draw akuma asay any akuma ensay any actual say before smoking and after smoking the reason why we do that is to make sure say wo na wo be no cigarette no a wo nim hunzu nsaso no aban no dwene ni mabunu ho aban no dwene ni nkrofo ho na nu nti odi ato say there's a choice for you to make say wo akuma no say na tie unum cigarette ne cha say ne beye
cigarette smoking can be harmful to you.
Cigarette smoking can be dangerous to you and harmful to your health. It's betting no tell me the betting tax by the near chere say mmabunu no mategu bet no it was another way to make sure say any attractive to the youth because me mu bi the bet ayi me mu bi me nwa no mo matwa bet no ubi so mo maka kire if you are mo one to watch bet any ayi Nkrumah
jomone bosheba
me modi o
ene I see ne
o be to da
fancy no
o mo mutwa bet me modi
ene couple
no ba o to kuta phone na to na bo so stress to na bo
o be fia na say internet no wifi na jamia na izo mu ina agusu no
what you say now can we put the youth of this country, the future of the youth of this country, can we push them to go and do betting?
All right, for the next 50 minutes ending about Dr. Mahmoud Bamiya's stakeholder engagement. After say yetuaba man obey flag bearer no Ogusua oye. Last week it was a Ghana Institution of Engineering. Onomu Asia Edin Komo. I saw Enya Penny Yewofa engineer Kwabeleje Japan in that meeting. And now engage the Japanese embassy Jaika for Onomu Edin Komo. He's been doing this series of engagement, you know, Bibri after say or visited party elders, party field, party men for one or two reasons no matter than a home konobano and Ogusua Teku. Dr. Baumia seems to be preparing for the challenger Homano na and then your mind namuno the solutions no or the abba.
Yeah, my name papa no mamenchia
you can help me with some of the pictures.
Mamenchia Suleiman Ahmed or Asawasi constituency.
Okay.
And I am more send message say most more honor yet Chamuna. The last time I called vigil near home. Now I am in Como party adwuma football ma whenever party football ma party program bia obi a be omunya invite no.
Yeah.
E bo kwa na party program keto bia yan sheda nya announcement bo no mo ho. Odoso nko ada ne da nyina moji na mo ba party program ne beda masene ya chia mo. Na mgidi yese adwuma ne be ye ne kese na ma party na ba ban mu biom. Na gidi yese party na ba ban mu a party mpanyfo a ye be mamo de bie no nso mo be party communicators o ne ba hia pa. E na wo hwe the way a NDC for akoya na adwene nhyira nya adwuma ya why the team rasta be akasa rough roughy the you always see adwuma sika obenya ka come friend say rafu say dey sika e de mom ene boy ya on why rasta on na me sika NDC abind the mom ntine omunya ahode soronko de party adwuma party ba power yen ma ye communications no party for anama mani so akoye ho Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ono on person ba be ye try your luck president said here John Dramani Mahama nti wo hwe na no muntu a paro anamoto no otu oni woni a onim de omo de edi nkomo no take note no no wo say so man party for some nko no mun yakuafo ne ade nkuhyamfa resource mbra mun ko mining community cover resource mbra mun ko baabi bebre no wo say ne party for so ye engagement no wo kire party for de yeso omo ye ma party ne ya akono hwa no mun to wotu in the for unity campaign a wo yi wo meet every stakeholder or matter in this party it goes to show say papa ni nimdi enti why not doing say oman so ba bedi man so a na woni moman no
nye try na robia
nya matra makwa president ya John Dramani Mahama idi o ba me se papa bi ka se me kire me bi atwam o se ye ma osimadu nye masika se kan mo no se fa twadua no a o mpentam fa sika nkuri ni twadua no ne mo betimi di be 9 minutes out of the 10 no simanko no o betimi da se kan no na sima ba ko na aka no enzumpo no twadua no enu bi na yewura Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia an idea whose time has come adwempa ne braso hwekwan ofa so a as a opposition leader enya mpuatwa o nanya anisa sem no ye kire John Dramani Mahama na mom wo tu na namon no what Ghana ase bebia Ghana adui ene bebia Ghana wo no ekwan ba ne be fa so a after 2029 7th of January obefa ba nwa no a ekwan ba ne obefa so obekekere oman no ebiom ensem a ochrogu ne book mu the next chapter no ensem ni nyina no obi sesa nkofo yi se eno mi hia mu na mo kan asase me kire me ena me trogu me manifesto ne me next chapter book ni mu mugidi ye se up to neno sansem no me ka kire mo no ene me sa de ba me manfo ni mu a e ade e stand the test of time ana sa na mo na Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia etu sebi enra otu anamo a okoko oma ne manfo kokoko growing areas no a omokoje facts and figures e ma no anka NDC abanya anka be ko montene asata ye ni sase motwampoa nanso no de wanye sa ogusu a woni ni team of manifesto drawers no omugusu a mo planning to make sure say nye omo be presented to the ordinary Ghanaian or china no it will give the person no other choice than to vote for the new patriotic party because no man be sase betwampoa nye mo the facts and figures bibia Ghana akodui any say pesi free or shiw no mu a ekwan be fa so a ye be free sa shiw no en na Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia anama o tu no enti bebi obi a mimi de enye mo yenti ameto abama Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na nye just because o ye MPP ni na nye just because o ye kremuni na nye just because wako school na onim economics nko akeke na odoso nko a wo ma the new patriotic party ne Ghana mine as a whole also all my training eye Ghana na maye adwuma asom and therefore so your opportunities obedi mine so a odo na wa kire in the past ye mu bi won mo a ebra ye to abawie ya ohun se MPP adi enjo okoji tu muntem nkofo bebre de bufo ko no so nso si there be I cannot wait for one more minute for one Ghanaian life to perish sa odo sunku no yi na die even though against a lot of party hawks sending was okoji tu muntem but sanko anya tu muntem there could have been a loss of at least one life or two lives or three lives. I say I could not stand for that because of the love I have for the party, and then the science and figures I done anymore. Want me to one more minute because ebia na no edem to kwa na so ye ne biaba sa nipa wi so ochina ebrene so na ye kwakoto ababium na upon all the training on all the hunumu and the do our Ghana and the party as a whole yes kwakoto ababium a Over the check out to Abama will be says you get here. Over the check out to Abama will be a pepe as finance minister at forcing. I'm sure the ordinary Ghanaian, a sure a nemu, I won't try a nemu, I try a who, and some in this kind of opposition in some more in there. A teacher for a mutimitra 1.5 years. Now, Bands won't to Moka, necessary, or Muya Juma, a Bands won't to Mokano. Monsieur said they are only Messiah. The next in line, our money is on Abamano, a Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Because of the love he has for Ghana, because of the love he has for the ordinary Ghanaian, no, me sure say Ghana for a better Abaman. He is meeting engineers. Tomorrow he will meet agro processors. China obe meet businessmen, obe meet clergy. And no matter what you know, and baby you there, by now. People are expecting him to a bank to a mobile sanka, a check a credit and competent no tampo, no year this assem, na come on for bargain, so say Debbie. My young mamma and penny in bre. Now on chichiri or mine said ye. Yen idea, Gideon man, so on chichiri. Now so you go here 1.5 years. A man penny on Tiso go be no bet. One day, who is a pension regime, dear mano. He has only 4 years more to go. And therefore, what is Asayram? So the ordinary Ghanaian, and your Kwan Bafaswa, Ubenya Duaniedi. The ordinary Ghanaian, Kwan Bafaswa, or best survive in the next 2.5 years. But we can promise them. Say, and I'm saying you choose democracy. No. Because we have Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Chidom.
Better in the last 18 months as compared to St0rm in the last government.
Oba, Oma me fie naya ebia mintimi hunu de sisi aye better than when MPP were in power. Because apart from atro mutwaye. Because I'm a businessman, I'm a young businessman. And sometimes ultimately will be ba no ba better day. Oba metimati so ama memfa so no akodu level bia me hunu say se metisu bi o ma hwe me nkoda me hwe o mo kwa mitimi nti o mo ka. But the person cannot buy. But these are people they are government workers who omunye se bi obi o se oni bi ono otonsuo bi ntie bi onyamba obo akwansa no ana otutu kokko bi ntie onyamba obo 11 sidina no wo ya ban eduma yani wo ya teacher ni wo ya nurse ni abani se odi agwa kwan mu no ama enne importers bebre now are struggling and now omo no mutimi import about 10 containers and then those people are importing 3 and 4 containers omo no import 2 containers they are out of business, they are not coming again. And you want to eba na ye kakra bi and uko economics you see a lot of people chasing fewer goods, the prices will go up. And sa state na ye do no and NDC 1.5 years there's nothing I'm sure say Ghana ni bia o here because say MPP abem na say na o NDC abem ayi uko kan mo say exchange rate and ya expose wo mo ekwan NDC for afa so exchange rate gina bibia gina. It comes at a cost to the ordinary taxpayers money. Ghana sika to na ya agege no na your finance minister e dey akoko hye sika nachi say be sika be gina bibia gina no na sabi say sika na ezan kodi akwan say sika na ezo di create employment ema 133 year adwuma say sika na ezo di ko hospital ema agenda 111 ahodo no a ye ni be ye mo ye nwan mo mo nkro nkito ni manya yaresa no say sika no na odi ayire dollar no enu nti etimi duru ba bi ni ye say accident and emergency unit wo konfa no chi atum na mampanyina ka che say ene ye mo mpata ye mo tent woni mo ne fa yarefo ntenase because wo tumu dia wo CEO na konfa no chi no say kwari na oba ne ma hu ade na wo ye no egu o mampanyi ene mufin meanwhile trade here meanwhile ofuru konkon so ya there agenda 111 hospital or emergency and trauma unit or no mampanyi sika kakra bi say sika ya ayire dollar wo de fa fichire on ma o menya yaresa say sika ya agege o de ayire dollar sa ene mo inflation wo form na minimum inflation minimum economics na mo de yes inflation sam inflation e wo he and the document first now say 25 cities and all the campaign and the document 27 cities. Sa document na 25 cities and 3 cities na all the campaign. Sa document na 27 cities.
And now ha na me show minia Richmond from Pong. Owo oirepa. Se wakoto wachi okoya omo se shetoje se oto. Ade ya omo se akekedu bu ayeden. Enti shito no auto wachina say use auto shito 5 cities ansa no wanya shito ena obusa say how did we get here I'm say how dey na enim
Because when they were lying through their teeth, a brown campaign why catch them say, go for a manifesto empty. Missy the Biade Papa Mekai, and not Danko Kufadu. A bra all reacted to the 24-hour economy. Now, one tells you, what's it? How can somebody, any other to say about how can somebody?
Was it's no longer a joke. I bought watch it this morning at Edum behind our office, and I was told to pay for the shuttle simply because ginger prices are skyrocketing. Where did we go wrong? Shuttle 5 cedis on your watch, boy.
Omo no petition so ba ka chi. A petition complaints omo ye no.
Sir say
omo say na o pa ginger the omo ginger e hye na. Eno ye book to more 5 cedis. Eno say munya no me.
Dem dia kakadro hye.
Dia kakadro hye no.
Sir
omo say run and dey pray omo akakadro no ma.
Run no munya no me.
Say omo say akakadro no ma ase wo san. Ase wo tua omo timi njai. Na akakadro no mo pene na say 5 cedis ma wa baka say 10 cedis abenum. But the can say some man panyini so wotie ya economy na o superintendent no. Enye nice because enye friendly at all. Because the youth of this country and or about so piano pa now person didn't know who did year then go phone did because no am ko bisa obi say te say obi say na oda so bisa sa question in the major bisa sa question me show bia me say te say because people are spending no less than 60 cedis a day, and say if you are spending 60 cedis a day now multiplied by 30 days you ask yourself say government workers no are more year one man or how much is the government paying them per month? Not about because for the next 2 years, no. So almost expect say to market to media. They should forget about that data. Then you go to show say now yeah, Juma ni now yeah ben Juma. Eto pay Juma be count then yes sir, you will not survive. You catch them on penina. E be aware of say they say be your MPP and your platform be MPP. But you catch the name man for on one man for the NDC for no nam no. O be so mo say et sign. Na NDC for no and no mo se joma mata de na no mo tetem no oni ba mo komu susin ye mantem ahodo e no mo te no ene 133 sa shift 133 no omo wi nkoko wie no they are expected to get a job they are not getting, and ye ka tom say ne ebra no omo ye to aba no a omo ye NDC sem na ne ka tom say Ashanti man mo na mo tena mo ye NDC sem no mo ndo Ashanti man so mo do Ashanti man a come on to aba man NDC because NDC ba ban mo a he doesn't do anything for Ashanti region. So we share the development that they bring to Ashanti region when they are in power. Now calculate now the two MPP one. What do you even compare? It's about 2% of what we do for the new patriotic the Emma Santamai. Then some focus on yes our campaign and then they are not doing anything. Okay, a free Santasi and your contact. The way NDC for the year campaign. Now here ne a quandra so down 1.5 years. I be Bianco so. You ask yourself, say, Aban, say, I've been panning on the Timor and Coban confess Gaveta and packing on Crack. And we will continue to tell people, especially party people, your party in some. The last time Baba Tanaka said, we don't expect to get a perfect unity, and that's absolute unity. We are not focus. I want for friend say, they be a preaching unity, so I don't buy me say, and I'm saying no. Absolute peace or absolute unity is nowhere. But at least let's meet at the middle. Party for amore, party for mutie. Na ye can say men twa mo bi nkan cho say ebufo ne wo mu jai. It doesn't mean say me mpo hin ba asema na me pese me jai a mami jai. But let's move to the center. Na ye say me no hin ba nkotare poster. Na ye say me nkuta starch. No hin ba nkuta poster no. We should be able to go and mount that poster. Because somebody should look at Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and say papa we there ojo papa we there osua there papa we there odogana papa we there one say for the past 16 years why vice president why effective and therefore say the manager is and I'm say why mate ache na oni madwuma so bet my driver. This is what we are saying. And to your party ni na contest e call you want me win. Now the bufu na show mo besin there from police station electoral area constituency region there can say the new patriotic party the bar ben policies and programs are a refugee BM policies and programs that might be before at the policy and programs and businessmen and we say or your mampenny bino MPP na deba. So let us all come together. Niam building a united front. I mean, sure say building a united front. You bet me, who bet my yakono. Nia da neta kra. Be Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Ba. Me yakono. Na Ghana for to Obama no. No to Obama na me say Ghana beye ye.
Ghana beye ye under His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's administration. And I said the presidency. Indeed, Ghana ebeye. Mwabe mumu koswa na ye dwumaden party ba onsuso koswa na ye dwumaden especially aba ye to reorganization so support to be or renew o de ne se NPP na o support na yen koswa anya dwumaden yen to party no adwumaden a o ba ban bia o moye no ene mpuntunwa ne ni so de hunu papa Dr. Bawumia ba no yen ton ema Ghana for me de me se mahu Setumi no esa babiu on the line minia Harry Ojaba oye communication officer Western North Edumano to say, and then what do you offer as against the NDC for Edebeba going into 2028?
In reality, a very strong delegates no a very strong team for the party in the region. We won't brag, but Nihone say MPP in Western North looks very young. Talking about the executives, in the fire in us or the fire in the 11 elected executives, and it's sure by 2028 we are going to have more than one seat. Maka, let me tell you, say unacceptable. So okay, the whole Western North war. MPP won only one seat. It is unacceptable. In fact, in 2028, the current executives of MPP in Western North, we have no excuse. If saying to me, we have no excuse. But with our responsibility and our vision, say begging more seats, the vision say begging more seats come with a responsibility. And the responsibility is unity. Without unity, we can't achieve that vision of winning more seats. So I know, sir, led by the chairman, the current chairman, Honorable Abekano, we put things in place to make sure, say, Benya a united party in the region to win more seats.
Which of the contests, and discussion around it, so high? Is it Felix versus Abiam? Or Pius any minia nyame. Ola se desere mi bisa o de ende ekokra.
Mimi de ende ekokra. Ekokunye izo. O ko enche yi musa se hwan e contest yo. Erika musa se do contest hwan mu de tanechi.
Tanechi.
I say yeah, I go the contest ne de. E bit my policy bi na mu nyedu but o mu tanechi no. So it was a contest. I must admit it was a contest, and the only contest and also did very well, right? But ocean election now, that the pressure now for the chairman and the secretary. Then the communication also came in. Though that people then said that we be winning, but because of one or two things, but maybe at on which we don't want to go deep into it. We have a party to build. We have a power to win. The good thing is the two abaniwe the olusu ya fed were winning. And the were winning also no ako the olusu efie. We are having a very solid and united regional executive here. We make sure say you have a united party in Western North region. And then here over Western North region, I see say NDC for NPP for and count minor. And no maybe a moya including sharing of fertilizers. Actually, who ye NPP near your mouth? And where you out there, make a lot of in quote noise on the social media. I don't hear your friend in focus or be aware. Kai create friend KTK. That channel. That's not why. MP no compromises of the mom network. Network now. Omokutu amna. Se pu na already eba. Omokutu amna. Omote ya omo dey call different community. eti krone so monti ase na brand terms your blogger ono so ye video say MP na farmer wadada hom eno ano no we arrested the boy that was last 3 days 3 p.m. with fresh and dede and Hong Kong bano omu release no enra maybe 5 o'clock. This gentleman or the youth is spending more than a year 24 hours police custody adenya wa channel again on the network. So say yanka ho ambom na yanye region no and feed this intimidation, this suppression of air administration amount for 3 months na region any year. So yeah, current executives in the bro, they need a whole say will be united to save the region from this NDC.
Well, what do you foresee, sir? A head of Kakra and answer a blockade to Air Force and answer gains some opposite more achieving my partner in the region.
The only obstacle when it's new Bakamia, a disunity. I don't know, and I don't think we can take a controversy back. In Indian here, a controversy changing in the back. Looking at the data, right? Looking at why we lost. With unity, we can take that seat back. With unity, we can take Dramo's seat back. With unity, that's a giant, and from the China. A place like Awuni and even Yoso and other places like VIEs, we can take it back so easy. So the only obstacle I mean who in there, a year that's so say we have to overcome this unity, right? Because Nkrumah for Nankasa in the region now I give up the full promises from the NDC among the clear say they have been scammed. The chief will say then Abayno any NDC adada. With Coco, you know what they have done. The last inquiry, the last bill in Parliament, Coco from them using a crossword amounting to say protected farms. Protected farms, and they say if this is work for you, we are Abayno then it's out to say or bomb buying. And it is a ukum. Same Pukrano, Uko Kuchu and Campania. I have fully year. They said Ukraine or some boy. Ukraine or you made so or Bukokre. And I say a war a year Gyamfi Kukitu no. And I don't know. I just offer car to Accra. Actual letter. I'm going to say even to the regional manager or district manager of Kokobodo. I'm going to say to the CEO in Accra. So Ukuku no open so Kukem. So open so Pukrano and then wado. Open a be a dream in Kenka credit and a banchia. And Nana are buying a parliament a passes. Not MPP and the Shabby going for one year. Open so do well for Bibika credit or phone. Not a phony baby. I used to under this art now. Now me, I just saw toilet and conquer. Not here. So one father and uncle. Not see one kind. Man go ahead. Now picture well for one. And Brandon say, "Oh, what a fiase, a free and fear do, a could do a year in fear do no." Not said na Tamaku. Oh, no call for men pick up your and I can't hear the man is on go fiase. The idea be more a careful and warm on say, a buying and Casaso so a court. Uko a court. I say a year Coco Tribunal. Every district be a Coco for. Particularly, 9 provinces were Western of region, or this are called to Weber. Or say, who could Numunia Chowa? Yet don't call Saki Court and a High Court, and some of our doors no. And in Teno, no, fast track, no. Until you go cook in Nkrumah Court, and they still 2 days who quite fiat. The A who say, a more better was someone also no, and yet lawyer for the judge for Munum Day, I will them. Or say, Abayi na nkasa ene eye legal counsel for no ebe yi nipa 1 lawyer ni dia wadi mfe be wa participate 10 years baako owi ahwedi ehunye abayi no ene kokko board so ebe yi omo kokko hu nimbie mienu abaso na abayi no in consultation with the regional minister and the various MMDCs for now we NDC for appointees. As so a nipa mienu. Now akoye sample for we five no and the panel. And the same nipa mienu ba be yin no. Okoko ni chenyo. And the MVP now NDC now power. This senior there will be NDC ni beba so. It's a bebo. The next 2 years na MPP aba. Ye be sakram. Na MPP ni so akwakoyi eye MPP ni e wo mante wona wonka akoso. The go nwumre no no abopa na ekutwa kokon mugu. Na de eche na eche no de oba no no na tra wasam no so. Na ye party ni adan na beto. We any enoma aban no edi gu akwam. Eji kokwa afoko afi omsem. Edi na buka trade adwen esandi kokwa afo be ko afi ase. And kokwa afo na ka o mate. I know say ene say ka say to aba wo sefia. You can see a two about zones now. They will reject this government.
Saina Ekwafono Efano amidst the growing destruction of farmlands, cocoa lands, because of Galamsey activities.
Make some way chiremo. Make some way chiremo last year, and people think say Harry Ojaba always holding the government accountable on a year cocoa price no every year politics. Me catch them say cocoa boa are buying a two kakra bi last year. Not this year also what so no. It was a well calculated attempt to demotivate the cocoa farmers. You ain't got to cocoa for the guy. No one can say buying the buyer also cocoa the guy. Minimum obey normal wa bamu bebu. And why would you cocoa no ever make Galamsey for? And one why you know. Look, now it is not the government fighting against Galamsey, yes. It is the government fighting against itself. Because government nankasa me Galamsey, yes. You know, maybe a war principle be one them. The friend of the Carros liability. The Carros liability principle says that. Say we penny na ye de open nyina ma we the two we share on sa na say one timi amfa wo nan NC for mo a bone na e koso no you are directly or indirectly beneficial to that crime and then amutwi mo na to ni din say penny otanfie man kwalawe na nka no ye kan na carry for ka hu bi. I was very shocked and very surprised when me nwa Julius Debra and Nra and then answer I can't say Galamsey nsuo no emfa ho ne be a community no eto about the coy so you fight against it. But meanwhile it is the same the MMDCs in our region, and I know say other regions are not here. It is the same MMDCs and a monitor a superintendent at Galamsey activities so in the various districts. Okay, when the NDC took over, all the police commanders say, "What Galamsey zones? Omo transfer." And the way they transfer, I'm gonna say, "Omo nyo majuma ye." And it's Omo Galamsey akoso. And Omo familiar with the Galamsey yes. And Omo transfer. And then the AC chief of staff and the abaye no kwan. Say this should be said if you are contomra. This should be at the say gabuso. This should be at the say inchi. This should be to say that so. A day in, day out, Galamsey air coso a increase. Among for EU, ultimately said this is maybe. Why say ultimately and taking a quick action against the MMDC here? Omoma Kwama Galamsey coso. Right? The air who say because I buy article also. Now, and no maybe ye de a yego ko adwuma na nebo akoso no. Ama dale to go kwani ho a kire no no. Ama ene kokwa akuafo na nkata na agency Galamsey yes to give their lands to them. Because they ain't only said and no that was 2024. Now Obiko school or Watiko and all of technical year. We will pay 2,758 Ghana cedi a year, which is 2,000 plus. But and then about you know the same and the panel of Ukuafuno, and then Okia 5,420. About whom you know, Nanso had the Abana, Cocoa bag Ghana 3,000 Ghana cedi. And no yana Baumia buying also no. Or for one bag now, we could transfer school fees of 2,700 now. We have balance of almost a year 400 Ghana cedi at the Makwalano. And then I guess a Cocoa Queenino, if I one bag, you know, our sub of Bobo Sabe almost 1,900 at their home as an Ebaneti school. So the man didn't need the Yamaya. And it's what we have found automatically on one channel. And I buy MMDCs for no Sony Galamsey for no because they are failing to arrest them. And a Galamsey, yes, you know, and this is a people we have on. So when you come to Western of region, when you go to Akontomna, when you go to Dadieso, when you go to NG, this is not a political talk. A Kuafon and Kasa, Chieftaincy Galamsey, yes. So I'm shocked. When me papa Juran Zabra be jina bonten, efa handkerchief no so, say you fight against Galamsey. We don't need words. You have the power as the chief of staff. If you are not covering the DCs, and you're not protecting the DCs now, and the DCs will work to stop the Galamseyers in their society. Your failure to sanction the MMDCs, you know, has empowered the MMDCs to help the Galamseyers to destroy our land. So the head office of Galamsey now is the Jubilee House. They are afraid to act on their MMDCs, who are the head of the security council at the various assemblies. And the Galamseyers for no and working throughout in the regions, destroying everything. Where the Tanoaye. That also a Gyamfi where is this Titan on Aye? And so going to the internet. Go to Korea, you saw one more Adofia, River Bia. And so no 8 minutes, you can't see water in it. It's very sad.
Harry, Mamena say na Memphisia na yebeta di nkomo na echia the newly elected regional executive na emame say yemomutri nkwa na yemomakwa basoso.
Anoma hint me nko. Do you know say baby a me angasa me godfather. Go to me. Chairman. The day asema enimoto no so. Say ne afase or the ma obi akoye ho adwuma. Omo ka say chairman tu akoye Galamsey o. Omo so the ma obi anye emra kwanso akoye ho adwuma. Ohon mu na akoye sama boy. Say the same place omo de to chairman ntimi so ende politically. Yedina akoye fiase a ense after 20 years no. The NDC for run a 24-hour Galamsey operation on the same site. Go there and see.
Hey.
And it's very sad. The same place where you did a two wound to me so say, and you don't drink one up with you. Who can the kids say, I can't drink what Galamsey. Yes, wound to me our permit or on a cat assem, genuine permit. Name of a permit, you know, Ubi acquire hold more juma. Now, one shall find in a sea form, Ama Unia Kono, one stop on. Na enyo ono na de man na ade no anko stop no na ono no de man no so ade na wan tro command ministry no ama ministry na ma approval so it's not untumi akoye Galamsey o but go there and na media for no kona mko the same place the same sama boy the same place they don't untumi ko mu 20 years right Galamsey yes your DCs wo your security for kwa no monitoring Galamsey yes running 24-hour Galamsey operation and what the same site and that the leadership of the MMDC they cannot stop them. So what it's like to me out the NDC people in what kind of country are you building? What kind of country are we building? I want to know which is Western of region. Opa could be a phone more a year as a pan a year route, which is as a pan a year. Could be a fan as a pan a year forest. Inside will be a berry and all. Who do one man or left forest in power? Go and see how you did Galamsey it to two sassias. Right? And we can't do this to our country. In fact, ICCO, which is the international cocoa community, in charge of cocoa once and some of the other game. And 1 year, by the next 10 years, yan hwe yan support galamsey e will feel like western north regional you go do we some say dwam omo de tabo beto so under this government galamsey aba be threat to our cocoa industry galamsey aba threat to our survival and namano mo nkasa civil societies nkasa nobody is calling for state of emergency on this illegal things they are killing.
Oh, how me that say? Why? I mean, so. Yebesa kwa line so na Orogusitando and a presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy policy. Was say nyamyere mi kreni. Yese wan kasa wotiri hu a yeyi ibone. Na de tie ne se 24-hour economy na Jomahama NDC for bi ebo hu de robo ye kon. Wo ba ban mu unfortunately eya kwa se eya kwa se enei big push yetam sika near the kohonom nkokon ngedengede project yetam sika near the kohonom nanso so 24-hour economy na Ghana for mrante ne mabru ehwe ne mu se ebemo mu sika bebre no unfortunately sika ewosan ka ban ayen hyehyɛ a otwa ene koho no mu so etimi edidi onjumadie no there be sika no enko 24-hour economy no omu nya sika sede ada we ni eye no enti no about your for news card say unlike big push and other government initiatives there is no big chunk of money dedicated to the 24-hour economy no no but for common friend David Boachema me na ono de waye babunu a wadi mrante na maba wani mpem ewosuapon mu a na ene odi abetiasima odi regional secretary obunu east na the promise of giving jobs to Ghanaian youth no and so hon komono akosisen na yebewram awo bono region so na yedi nkomo se de say osha tele mrante ne maba wo ho ne brenom se emiamia bono region kwa nke ka galamsey hu nsensem no na nke ni ho no say se de eyebe omese be afintem nim se de ensase a nkofo se no enfuo a nkofo se no yenkwaye ni yensu a nkofo se na no kwa de mrante ne bi de eni bre agwakoche ohini bi de na koma police for se ohini we monye no na galamsey a wama hu kwama na ekoso awo ye mpotem hanom enya asem keto akra ebeba abehwe eno so ehu enkomodie num ansana yatoaso abo enkomo a aka na eno ede ntibacho mofa and me celebrate mandem sa mofa ne cham na me hit phone lines no na mene ye Baba Amando from Bono region. And so emedi and common another been common na media eofia say enema ejina so na the last 4 years yede campaign emma John Bodunum Sanema Nana are speaking for era Justin from Ponkodia say yes he has learned on the job experience wise near the adina no yemano and twasunum na ayame dese mahunu news card bia it is attributed to Minia Penny Kwame Bafo Abronye say onosusu edisa ankomona yebeba enoso later nebam Abubakar Yakubu aka Baba Amando bibia boko de
hello enya dama bono boko sunyane boko pa
yeda nyankopon ase meba cho Bono region first nanka ye ka regions a galamsey wonsansam aye bebrebe na mudi hu nkomo e wo hono mo nanka mudi anhyada enka ho nanso na nsa de ye ka ne sa enyeye adade na esi
yo ma mini kan vanti akese ema woni wahwefo nyinara ne atefo mechia na nan montan kunya na makani sei yewra osagefo ajimambadu so bakaya Emrana MPP wa mengwa no so no o make a very famous pronouncement. Our ka say
Bono region, Galamsey Eniha under President Akufo-Addo. Okay, it's a statement. A man for started class or more pointed fingers, no, because no, that was the case because Bono ni enima dear friend Galamsey. Because Bono ni enim se kriayo. Bono ni enim se other activities are Bono Galamsey count. And that year, the narrative has changed. Many oka say, Bebia. Nankeye MPP strongholder NDC Etimbaji for the first time since 1996. That is a Sudan East. Since 1996, MPP now hold fort on Ebesine. Galamsey Mahada, but a nay. The Nanoma Tronier, a Chajai, a Yapaye, Abo MP Abo regional minister dia, abo MC dia se Galamsey ekosu osunya ya osan. Sunya ya troni amoma nsuo ni nyinara. Sanso na sunya ne genjene. Onye nyara Galamsey asenya ko pim se na nanum mpo. Ese omo ne regional minister ekonto abo. Omo ko durie etuo ene akodi ekura Galamsey fo na omo a barricade mumba this a regional minister Sifrikanum Eko Hoko Pom Macho so Srawon Oboso had the ticket red Gyamfi. Kopim say ensure Edda Amoma Kiafue War Genjene Atronie Mwasu other environmental war in another environmental war Sansuno no Modi Yem Fujuma Sansun a bimpo enum and then in Galamsey are saying Uba Galamsey activity na the omuye no ho nyina no asan so be bom water no nso because ufri tira ho ban so Galamsey no nso agye sa side ho nyina e na asset no nso no nyina na no ya na man trankunya petition yewura John Dramani Mahama se Galamsey e kunya wo sunyane me no ka sei na nanu me water no so nso etwagan ayi apaye a good politicians and Moya Galamsey so. That is not enough. And they will call Brekum Adane another hub for Galamsey. Oko Doma East, another hub for Galamsey. The Mar Central side Galamsey Kwan throughout and the back the Zara side Galamsey Kwan. Ufri now ba bana time. And the bush will suffer from activities of Galamsey. Forest Piagu because of Galamsey. We enya bosemka and enya atesam because ayadia midimani akohu. Baba pro ni bi mahu. Na de ya me ya. Eya me mabo. E de mabo no mine say. And that's a demonstration. Eya nananoma troni o my demonstration. And then become a demonstration. But what are we doing collectively as a region to be able to ward off these Galamseyers? The issue is that, and yeah, about Galamsey na no. It's about mining. No, responsible enough. But interestingly, Ocean Yetia, a buying penny for Nimuse, sure, because of Bieno Bet Maria Forest. Obienu obetmere Gingine Forest. Obienu obetmere events the Doma East without the express approval of Abai any mumpanyufo. So Galamsey is a say there. Ashanti region to Bono region. Bono region, Paul Amantem, Galamsey is a say there. In Shokrade, Obasunyai, Shra, and they con environment to Wenchi. Say in Shokram Bono. Say Ghana Water Company 8 week critica Krabia. Amamaya 2 hours. Yaka in about 3 weeks, unyanzu. And this is the reality. This is the story of Bono region. And then Shono, me catch you, me subio. The Ghana Water Company, they are about out to say, Omutritia, and ye yentika travel Omutimiti, they are about 2 hours, 3 hours, not a chat. Bad 3 weeks, none showing MI. Me no can abaya by the Wenchi Water Project, Wajan Honaka Kama, Yewi. And now more no more the channel for me in Beko no much your most so must say be bien sure I know Ti say dia abeto bono so no say se wo si fie wo fie wo ni fie po ade se what to borehole ade se what to borehole because the one to the Ghana Water Company treating so a obano mo dokoro kwa me ne wo ka say efie bebre mu omutimi bu nsuo na galamsey nsuo say ciao no ma se tu no ma ko sa bula de se say ewo mu no me de me kan say se bonoma pani a ese se ye sorry gina ni ene nuano mu a omo aban mu omo ye galamsey no because e aban fo na nya me nya wo se nya omo a e hwan na nanoma tonya kan pain ene omo fra MPs na omo mfa regional minister be kasa say okasa enye ye because okasa wa ho ye wakotiatia manfo nan so omo ye powerful enti de be edi aduru ni enti say de bono de sa Ashanti region galamsey ho a mon tu ye bi mo NDC for the galamsey headquarters no abesi bono
wow now on na mranje de chere in the police station no what is the update
why chain in the police station
Tanoso is it Tanoso here the musa mranje bi akwachinu se oye galamsey muso mu the police station
now that be ojidi se obida mu ana oyen ba
sir
let me be down there ojidi se obida mu oyen ba mi ni e ma menka bibi tro eni si fo no ba se obu bekum asayo na nyame adom Ghana fo no ehu enne ye mfusase nyinara esai omu dia de wuro mfusase ni nyinara mu on se bono so over the years has become the bread basket of Ghana mebo the food basket mebo enne mu bukokogu ye chakoko cashew ye galamsey wa bono region now fish who give that who have that audacity to do that abra binding nimo yewura nanu ya samoba kaya even kwako badu side wa allegations ko hotia yewura say do nketanya sam ketwa obi kasi wa fu nyina wa chini nyina firi ni nsam nyam na meka video is that for all to say ya make us see and say NDC font me nti obi amfani nkotum yewura mahama trans ya ka tira wo say galamsey ni de ono anu nkrofo na eye Erastus Sardonko so ni no so ni Erastus yeah so ni Erastus Sardonko
of course sure
join news on one kasa ko Anyanso Forest akwa see national security force omu ye galamsey be see ne wana job yen tia na say attorney general Ntrolete no for my yoko so mu investigate Yamin omo national organizer any NDC abanga first vice ekosi say na yenia and almost so much galamsey be seen ne akosi say ya excavators even kind of fire de buy any almost share because turn on so galamsey na wura wa na sunyan so awura mu ntina say canon so no me no ka say omutimi chi excavators me say 2 days 2 minutes na de amomo no almost asu gumu ye only wine no wako and akuni ekura galamsey yes no aban mu security personnel no kwa ni bio sini out me ye de
Mitiepa
galamsey yes na kodi ekura omo no Ghana military Ghana police womu nibi wamu na empower omo wamu na embolden omo ni na stops at Yewura John Dramani Mahama papa e wadi hwemmo kopem se na galamsey ni kwa ontimi nka ho we na gold board mpo adia tum se gold or motor na nyame na make even IMF has given that report say illegal mining galamsey ni de gold board na to am gold no Sammy Gyamfi na to wo wiensu a wasanso koboka 22 billion Ghana cedis Yewura Afenyo Markin ni minority be kape na Sammy Gyamfi ro mahama soma no so won di Afenyo atem ni won di MPP atem na branche ya be gira ho se wa hu sika na anse na be hu sika na Yewura Afenyo Markin hu sika tra o na Erika J anana anu ya MPP for na hwa no Erika J timit na TV so ka se Afenyo eye extortionist Erika J ana MPP for metimi abodi na mo hwa no and MPP for hwa na man se afifiri amande wakonya CEO de no be catch Afenyo so extortionate. What money can Erica Jane Sammy Gyamfi give to Afenyo Markin? But gold among cotton, mato galamsey gold, as I saw about 22 billion. A bit more completely all the agenda, the 111 hospitals in the entire country. I see another 8 regional hospitals. Regional hospitals, Nini Nara, Mabosa can you ever Erica Jane, Sammy Gyamfi did Afenyo Markins at them. No Nkrumah, Yanyam Penny for my the Asafua, Omoka Galamsey Party, the Peace Council, IAD. The Catholic Bush of the Conference, AD, let a suko no matter say Sammy Gyamfi and then what Wusika, Mimiska, but a Fanyobo Braseo, and near the gold as sound, Auto Galamsey gold, Nakotom Pobra was Uncle Tomboka, and Naboni Diana one eto.
Well, okay,
Bono Galamsey gold one eto. I have fine. Emmanuel.
Mamenase na
24-hour
economy Nkrumah no person ni wudi with the youth advocacy with the munkoma about youth unemployment and also what the home koma and so in the run up to election 2024 now we are there wudi nkomo etutu saa 24-hour economy policy mu say enya dia was a Ghana maburu ade won ho etoso what can won't bet ye etie omomantie enso anti but an pay say what one abu nkombo ko hewa chidi what can enne the abamu before eka and then the presidential advisor on 24-hour economy now. How do you feel say ekwotoba e de be pa na Ghana baburu no ehwe so de toaba
bedasunia ni dikan mayenko sa 24-hour economy na nkasamu obeka ya u studio minu di ho nkomo se omaya deliberately wa sheda atena ho se opese we 24-hour economy ewa bibiman mu ha Kenya Emma Kenya two committee president Kufuor Breso 2008 the committee no enhwehwem na ontu aban no fo emra and the Kenya between afa so no 24-hour economy. Committee no call round 1 year. Kenya kurunu nyina de o man Kenya no nyina mu. Omu wiye no omu tusu 3 major streets. 3 major streets in Nairobi. Se Kenya buying fa mfie mako gunum and prepare sa akwan no for 24-hour economy. 15 years. Now, Madema Bino, so on prepare major streets me inside wo Kenya. Almost 2 and among Kenya, Washino. A foot on between the Ama Baya or Kenya, and say. On Fancy Dunum, NCC, Kwame, and some major highways are not a war Kenya, Nkrumah, Nairobi. The main for Kumasenya example, now be a T-Frontier say. Be a true Subantama streets. Oman choose no keke omo choose here because eho and the bibi koso saa but say aban no betumi aye amana begina mo man na nyamfa so a gisiesie saa kwan no nti adan aye mu bi ne ensi no foforo major stores major restaurants malls ewo saa kwan no so yemfa security services emra so yemfa we be making him so him do na ye be chirima ni aye ne ho train tintie nam krum yemfa bi mfefa saa kwan no ho na tram no emfiri saa akwan no enko the major communities they say ye walk tram free bi Abantama street ekokwa adaso this will be kwada so anajo da so mu kura na o Bantama street for business obetumi akoba kasondwem so kodu kwada so security wo kwai hu ba bia light won niema ye die no bampanyini na kasa wo de adwene na ba no one ye hunu any major policy statement around it no one say 24-hour economy who read the bia anchre say Ghana ha sesi a ye kasa yi ba bia ni wa asesi ne ho say So the 24-hour economy quiet say I ready a beji. For typical example, baby I dread beer pa a midget beer kahua and I do mabunu to me kwa yen not to say kumase more and na cramo. Then okay miss I who say after 10 p.m. What you saying? Also do send the work kumase more after 10 p.m. Omo ye juma na nipa ewura hoto ade pi eno no be kan de anyway ye ka say ni ho no omo fa kwan bi su twa ye mpoa say they will induce it na omo san de ba from besere yen say nipa do say na to wa cha anajo and na aban we bedri a policy like 24-hour economy no kwasempa ne say ya aban we aya afa ho an se what secretariat no ya kura de yo honi ni secretariat no bibi papa ya ba ma ye hunu are hu sama na nsa ne secretariat no panyini be ka kire ni say tabi kra be de be bo ho bra na ba dwene 24-hour economy no ho afa kwan bi so ama na ba no kura no be nya bi wu ese wono ani di ni ti pimpima all bi se bisa ankra ni be de da o man ne say ye ti 24-hour market ye ti 24-hour market o mo di 24-hour na be to so keke. Then at least it will be sustained. That be our Ghana for argument say 24-hour be a better major campaign no and who be koso. But we are no kwasempa ne say 24-hour economy a president mama promise Ghana for no there. Abai way to one among back kra. Zina nura panino and sanne de be two just say. One. Baby ya bu dan. Ya buja. Ya bu banki. Ya bu school. And I have ayaresa bi say you 24-hour economy. Binu mo de kokoto no. Bakwa na be de bemo ye one of the defendants. Say yes you are buying. Yes 24-hour economy secretariat. Yes you assembly no. O say there be o 24-hour economy no there. E da so keke. E no kra no. The best dwanu via. And ye be say e was semblance of data. Ye de ho akoji mi yam hye o se besi dwanu via e na omo no secretariat no be hwe the dwanu was semblance of something ebetumi aye 24 hours but to me the be ho agim bi tie si aye ka sai de
omo wie na se edumi nya ya boka agu
no kwatam ni se ni ebesi ni se dwa ye be komu no wotwe no numu kosi no nsia bia ponko ni fie because no tempa ni say yasudie se be magana fo ahu se ni edwa etie ye tidwa ye stores aye shelves ye wi ya locate stores no and shelves no it is a wura dwam ho na se aso die ni a aso store ni ohene ba die ni a ohene ba store ni fokuo store ni a fokuo store ni I still store ni obi anim. Say, or in a baton, be a empaboa. Does it mean say up and no na 8 hours in a swan, or be packing near money in a free store hall? No, not the coffee, no be for France or swap 8 hours. No, so packing near money, no be for swap 8 hours. And now, why in the bed area? Now, why I jam Juna, why I jam much? Na why the beto ni niema behavia na why beto anadwodie no na why ato ai ahmachedie no eno nanchen store die nim store ko kejiti marketer obi apon ni store na wo kwa wa lock ni store no wo ko is it that so anybody on this store and also on this store obeka kire ni say na me say wa begi store no 24-hour market no mu nti say wo kura no wo bere na wo kofia say wo fa nipa mienu ka ho na anadwo no ba ko metena ha now, much about commitment. Say, but to you, young to you, is that how it will operate? The sinner, ye casino. Yin na ye the Agina Coso, the Babu Jana Babeka, 24-hour market, ye, and ne. One, Governor Kurasino so Samuel. A local government ministry and assemblies na completely in charge. The CCA casino. A common fund or mode bano. And I will locate the percentage for the market. This is a woman I and Shama assemblies no say omupe omunye saa na say assembly bi sika nyepe sika asokore mampo assembly benya ani sika sika kwa man bi post assembly benya nyepe
yeah
this about that so to say yes the same size there are 3 levels no make no wa akese pa municipalities no be more near to so and the common one na standard ye be say 170 pepe one materials or mudisi gana ankasa kwa no yenya at the same time the gano sino be sin ne bia asase amanso wo so the any kind financial yetrim say 24-hour economy market no there is no way say ban we be to me awie up to even 150 before the end of President John Dramani Mahama. Because me contractors no be. Send your more 24-hour market and chances can be the whole. This is Assembly Common Fund and no DC. This is Assembly Common Fund comes from Common Fund that you Common Fund near Kwa Yajina Fiafi near Chapo. The betisa kase obi ani wa woska pudu obi da ho say ye wo 24-hour economy market bi ye sinti wo sika bebiri bi da ho yen kakaka as the common fund comes no more locate a percentage ba no more locate a percentage nye common fund o mutama assemblies ni nyina 2025 no obi anya the same ana onya ani de ni nyina the 2026 ye be the same thing to what me budget certain amount for 24-hour economy but says canon you do e be ba na ade ni percentage no echo when you know, the area yam sheshe one ne abeto yen ni se. Say aban na nkasa e wo secretariat enim se nkomo ye in charge enti benka nyina no na wo dem planning bibi papa bi dia betudwa either ending of this year or beginning of next year na ye hu se say the 24-hour economy okọ aban so ewe a ye adwuma okọ aban panyini na dikan aka kire say sika kwa homo de betena ase afa consultants kura to befo no abani ma bibi. This is about the baby. I know customer the 24-hour economy drive the 24-hour BBN the hosa. They say no you may be a local government ministry. No the 24-hour economy no dia kotoso. Then e be ya de bi at least who could be aswa. Obi ko baby a yesi market na. Make a 24-hour economy market. When the 24-hour economy ni bibi ayo. Na da ne be de da ekwa ne ewura gusita no na be ka kire say ne secretariat be in charge of 24-hour economy no be digano ni bibi ayo da mom dwano mom na local government fo si wie na o he na bibi wo wa be betumi ayo a na oni am bisa o say o by meme mantami mu a ye wa Nkrumah akoma akuduba ako ye wa Nkrumah no bia ye tu kwan ko na ebo no nsia na wa mfa wo ka anko a unya ka ba Omiame no woka say you will create a Kajeji, capital of Sene East. The walk on one foul canco. Not the one copper car able to last one be no numlubian free wa. Obeda. This are by 7 is a dead town. Be our if not there. You will see 24-hour economy work Kajeji market now. Why is there more for? Because honey ye jar a hot one be di. The beer ba or the wabe fane fish, wabe fa bayre, or mabe fanema. The omonum nya be fa wie kwa. Gabi any hubiu. The 24-hour economy for Kajeji. Go be sa kurono Kajeji for. But catch us and Kabayan for says can complete agenda 111 no more. Here almost in your mobile no. Uko baby to say, we find a set prime. Uko see 24-hour economy. Market will prime. Baby Ghana or Fina or Tree. If you want why in the Beba horse me koto bibi is it a market for the local people non kwa? Now why in the better than come one near maton and now we will be before. Now so mamina send a bear make 1 a.m. makoto. Now the others that live or no ton in near manak as a Nkrumah dear. Young party after 6. But I said, you 24-hour economy no be cosuntino. My maintenance, yeah, every says you come in could be a mistake. If you want, this no, it's a policy failure from the one. But say, I'm going to mabuna nkasa na da e wo ho no so. abanye adwuma bɛn na yi hɔ no betumi akyerɛ sɛ okobi a adwuma a ɛfa nipa paa wɔ Ghana ha ɛyɛ abanye adwuma ɛyɛ akyerɛkyerɛfo adwuma education open the largest government employees sector obenya bɛ no yɛ education service school bɛn ne mefa sɛ teacher ni no o de yɛ afa mmiɛnsa a bɛbɛkyerɛ adeɛ 8 hours ama adeɛ akye school for no yɛ bɛkyɛ mmiɛnsa na yɛ ɔba bɛbɛkɔ anadwo anaasɛ ba bɛbɛtena ase from anopa na bɛbie teacher wei pɔn kɔ a bɛbɛsɛ atena ase atwɛn the next 8 hours another teacher next education 24-hour economy dead nti hɔ yɛntumi mfa 133 nkɔ agric extension ɔmo ɛwɔ agric service sɛ veterinary fo sɛ ba bɛhwɛ akuafoɔ mfuo so wɔn na bɛka sɛ wie nka metuma bɛhwɛ susuwafuo na 24-hour economy nti kɔda mmɛba fa ha efiri na dwuno ndu kɔ no fa pɔkye bɔ ɔmo ma so na hyia me wuram hɔ yɛ mɛ measure wafuo no ma na sɛ agric extension 24-hour economy is dead on arrival. Two sectors I employ nipa Ghana high security and health. They ran 24-hour economy before your mama was born. Gorgeous Becky C. Kolebu 1924 no. 24-hour economy. Doctor for na, nurse for na. Ghana apart from chief compound krano. In charge for no tiwa. You can one na ju wo kura ase na wo kone ho kobopo na obesore ahwe. There's a bentra se be train. But hospital there, nurse there nim say me ko night na otwe we. Me ko day na otwe we. Me ko night we are. Me break me wo free. You nurse need nkoma. Oni me timetable a odi ye adwuma da obekọ night. Da obekọ day. That day and night we free ase wo Ghana Health Service no. Na ye wura President Mahama no ye nwo no. If you don't know the 24-hour economy by Ghana Health Service. Security service. Say a police for patrol, and now police charge office via Najo, a police 40 ho. And now the police for judge and find one Najo in terms of patrols in the near man. Yes, that's Primera. Go Universe Ghana. So now did the buy your friend say proceed. Please a proceed for buying. They are hot the immigration for your number crack, you would rule. Migration checkpoint baby obedu checkpoint bia take my checkpoint ba ko Nkrumah ya tadefo be wo ho benna ya president mama na de bae na president mama bedu won share down for police for emfa immigration and fire for bi nka ho say dada for hin de na nka ho pono koda ba mbeze mu ye 24-hour economy ntino ma afa dodo say ya beka ho di mapa na ye wo fi a ye twen say formula 133 no Oni ara wo say 24-hour economy secretariat wan kasa na 5 for money ba pon. Ba be ye 24-hour economy ahwe so ama ya ye bi no. Well no abekọ adwuma no numu mobe pon. Nti akoye say eye na da bia president mama de begi tumi ba ne customer wo me say Ghana for bebre wo me say nye no nko a 24-hour economy no de o ka bi keke ba ne na nko obetumi ayokora no wa so because Oshe a church for Nkwada Eko School boss say Obedu Obetwa licensure exams. Afenyo what happen? Obedu ye ba twom prenu. What happen? Afini na do kra na woje no. E di bia kan wama na edu 500 Ghana cedis. Okoshe san babunu boss say even school kra ye fa quota system. School bia hodene so obetumi afa Nkwada apim. Yesu fa henum. Wose da bi emwa mabunu mabenko banim to be yisa ade na firi ho na babunu bia what do so konko ade school net me afa na regu nursing training principal what the nije ni ahokeka aban papa aba aban we dey so wayi ayi quota firi ho me school be to me afa 2000 first na afa 500 di ma afa 2000 ba ko yi na di so aban ti no afa abro dodo aban de ma no ba wo shebo wo manifesto man na wode wo court a ogina wa onya ahotoso wo wasem mu na ne wode wa no aka ne keke nko a ne watro na enu ntiga na fo agina so ato aba ma wo se ne na wode ne school na wode betumi afa no wonye eboni wo ni sika wonye ehwe wa afa nkwada dodo a school na wode ne betumi enu nti yakoyi na bi health minister said that ko ka kire ne se na wo fa nkwada bebribe sa no be wi ahwan ne de be koku school president ma me ehye ye bo se on de be yi quota system na firi wo no no onim se wo di atema na and no nanching, automatic posting. Mr. President Mama by but be wolf ye na crowd and now do father and also the doors from the Dubai. Now, what was school is a winner to say a be post me and Mamma, what was school we out of we post one. I'm so do the baby neighbor share this week, last week and this week. And now, Minia Basitalia, some of Coca say the youth manifesto, the 16-page document, no my implementing, you know. The last 2 weeks, Link Radio. Me no me funny page by page from dedication, acknowledgement, be see thank you. Na ma discussing wo. Maybe I make kind point we na ma chrim, ma bi say tie for say won saka ya me shira so ma. Oni offer the whole document na. Niam ma implement no mu enru 4 out of 16-page document. Because the election time, me no discussing in our studio. Man, now I say I print in the floor. Ma discuss it from page 1 to the last page. Me for modern say ya me aduma mi say me ho. Me start to be bisa. Me ya start ya yes ani man na Ghana for we say it's an insult. So we catch say my implement youth manifesto. Youth manifesto no. E wo page 8. So mo be implement 24-hour economy formula 133. Amude be fagana mabunu bebre adwuma. Adwuma be na NDC by wa fan formula 133 anti wo ma implement ya maye. Mo say bo ho under rent. Ghana mabunu say President Mama Abreso mabunu bia ni ho be high dance wo be ma fiu age more than 6 months. And never bunu bia ho high dance wo ha wakopa chew pa na age ni 1 year. Bia pe 2 years. Wo guye ni ma se ahye bo se adada yen. Mo say gina ho di atem biu. Just because someone who say Ghana for the donor on copy book no kind. And I won't ya implement ni nyina. No implement ni nyina. Look at say some be create 1 million codes. Say anya we kura no fie 9 1 million code afibia 250,000. Ndi e ka say nke say Sammy yen nam e ko be 500,000. Munya ntreni 10,000 kura. Look at say some implement here. It's an insult to us. Look at say create 360,000 digital jobs. But see now, you can say, when you create a single digital job, okay, say some of them are youth. Create your more businesses, 10,000 annually. The other thing is that Sammy and number 18 to 20,000 a year. When you hear back, what's a Mario? Intermediate, you mean who say, me who do more man you say, Musay, at the NDC by. Then it's awful because they will come. But only 4 years, Ghanaians will sack them. Only but be any offense nanka yebe to about 2024. What in another picture keke kura to social media. What Dr. Baumia picture keke to social media one can't be kura. Go and see the comments. And next try you will be encouraged.
Right.
Say, ya meaning ya oye. The media mission mabruno bo. Chiana achia. Emuye. Ya me de abai way in the party no ba say kasa dodo and top on cop. And negalam say, na minim say, yacheme papa chama wuntu mi no. Ke say Sammy Ghana nsuo nyina ubu ahahania na wo sabi anom. Ba na ahemfo. And they lead the demonstration against them Galamsey. And now so far, nya masho mo a na omuji di say Galamsey akufuado ebetumi de ne pen a end Galamsey say na de ye mompa ye nchire nyame. Na obi say nyame na ye anka ye hwan.
Eye.
Comment where I will post you on Facebook. Who the good as Ashanti minister? You are disgracing us. Granted, say we a doctor to nim accounting, but me tell me a doctor, me nim accounting. But me cry my green coins like a crown no crash. Let me say, simple mathematics and a simple corporate governance. Just say the facts will be a tech company. And it doesn't mean that losses is bad. We cannot question it. And I say we have to blame the person who formed the company. Because there's no management of a company and there's no the founders of a company. Simple basic analogy. See, a setting up any institution. Ain't President Kufuor setting up NHIA no. Say NHIA making losses. I am going to President Kufuor and Ashanti Rejam is a we. Missy member Gui and Massey. Because the fact says a gold board but Umiaka set it up. It doesn't, there's no correlation between whoever set up the gold board and the losses. Because losses is purely about management. So we manage a company, whether the company makes a loss or not, it's purely about management and the management decisions that would have led to the losses or otherwise. It has nothing to do with being a company, no. Because yes, despite it, will be companies be brave, you need fufu, special eyes near there, any UTV near there. Inti despite neti company eboka you go with despite and because despite a human running onim hwe father na running inti losses ba it is the management of despite media any despite companies no money eboka go with you go with despite he ono what company na wie but he has a board and the board will appoint a managing director and a general manager to manage the company. The general manager is answerable to the board because the board is the one that manages. It is a gold board in managing gold. That's a gold 9 year. Why are we going to blame Baumia? There's no correlation. Dr. Malcolm, Jai politics ne propaganda now we on social media no. Some of the things I have busemu ansa no monchira Mr. Wa wadaroma. Wo de o ya me bra kuma into Mr. Me wadaroma. Asante man koso nti ya Mr. Oni ma bi se impostu na nkofo be attack we kan ye nyina Mr. Wada ye de ne say ye de no nti be protect you at all costs comedian me kwa dem mo personal interest we say ye manage you here that be now on presidential wetin say eti tobo ko posi we na anyede there is no correlation between whoever set up a business and the losses the business makes unless Baumia neti ya nanka ne Baumia na da ho manage ya then you can question Baumia. Baumia is not managing a gold board. It is a losses here, but why should you go and ask Baumia? Meanwhile, gold board Neduma is buying and selling of gold. Metiaya na mebe catch say Bank of Ghana cry Baumia mo time mo gold deposit ma Bank of Ghana. We had gold deposits that's of time about Baumia mo konia were 38 tons of gold. Baumia mo ko ye na a Bank of Ghana we any gold board for akoton 19 tons and they made a loss of 1.4 billion. 1.4 billion. First tranche, you know. It's gold. If we made the loss, it has nothing to do with that. Baumia need gold for oil on the buy, or no cash any gold for deposits. No, Bank of Ghana. There's no correlation because the decision to sell the gold, you know, has nothing to do with Baumia. The decision to register gold buyers has nothing to do with Baumia. It's Ashanti region is you want tell the one I won't blow. I am many of them. Me nguye ni Mr. Wada. What you say, Asante cause one kasa future presidential ambition. Me kwa who presidential ambition kwa me my presidential ambition cause we a smart guy. But men ko post you ma say. And the good when you say. Na Professor Bopping, Echemu Cratcher say a kaya bono is beyond 22 billion Ghana cedis. A bro 22 billion Ghana cedis. What the bad dollar more? A bro $1.4 million a bro. Inti yen should be and this is purely a management issue, but Dr. Bopping, Eddie knew a yibiba mu say, we should design of the concept no losses need be so free design. What day? Okay, so blame Dr. Baumia. It is reasonable. It is reasonable because omo design because I mean if you want to design no, they came to meet the design. But in terms of say ye taxes no. Taxes na small scale miners na komo cotton gold na ma gold board for no and ko so much tax ema government and no abaye you no you purely NDC asem and also a part of the losses na ma losses no ekosoro no oti ase and Bank of Ghana for so the gold na 38 tons na ye jama o mo na Dr. Baumia mo jama o mo cotton ye that is also purely this Bank of Ghana issue so that one you have to situate it one very academic or very intellectual about the issue. Now we see with the video propaganda, with the video attempt you will lose it because at the end of the day, you see lost way, and yes, Sammy Gyamfi na lose you. Sammy Gyamfi si kanim. Ni pay as Sammy Gyamfi be job be the pepepe. Ni the ode be to kwan business class we be to kwan akọ chele ni ade na obe je pepepe. Es gracia bi wo mkra Sammy Gyamfi fata obe san je ne pepepe. Eye yen Ghana for ni ye lose. This loss is our loss. Yen Ghana for ni ye lose, not Sammy Gyamfi. This law because Bank of Ghana lost the loss of the people of Ghana. You see, and this is where when NDC says that they want to fight Galamsey, they are not fighting Galamsey because in this, all person fighting Galamsey, tax components now was small scale miners, Ukrano. Or want to go name your number to a gold border. So you tax 1% my government. What year for? Do you want to stop Galamsey? Let's some person stop Galamsey. No. So no one that said this by a Galamsey now said to astronomical level. A cost more because you don't want to stop the Galamsey. for tax kakra to so na no mponye disincentive say mo amuko tu no kwase de NDC ani si NDC yankasa de campaign so oba obe regularize go galamsey no and nobody is lying about it. He said NDC to me stop galamsey no, they are not lying, they did not lie, they said that omoba omo de ombe regulate ombe regularize. In fact omo cry ye jelly because of galamsey they don't release them, they said it, which is why I am one boss omo de sami chama won't be crakotum. That's another thing come me makacha say chama won't be there me be defended any day anytime, but I'm saying say NDC yankasa kraka so omo dem dada because of galamsey because they will release them and they will overturn their conviction and they will buy a review. It will talk you gold in a few for her. That's also all to gold. That's a tax 1% nepe. Our mood young Kagani Benny Bina youth employment and they do 30%. Between NDC for about 2024, you need 2026 year youth unemployment increasing by 30%. Increasing up to 30% according to IMF no World Bank now. And can be 1% in the crowd and can be a creative jobs craft for boys. Debbie. And this is the law. So Aban cannot propaganda this loss away. Now Sammy Gyamfi is admitting say there has been losses. What one say no? All the propaganda, all the PR, all the shenanigans Sammy Gyamfi government ni adeye now omo admit said there are losses. So why was all the propaganda? Adenana muye PR. Sammy Gyamfi call merry go round. I was afraid you were too. Wako merry go round there. Fed also no ajatum say gold board no make losses. Consume a boy hina. It really say yes company making losses are any crime. See yes company making losses are any crime. Say a bank for cry a year or bank. So we almost close your books for the day. They make losses. And bank biakra they make accommodation for losses because I said the wakoto emono. What the more bags bear 6 kujaswa. O shadow olonka ompono na olonka ba kwa shoti. Sane humanity. Into company bia obe make the problem that comes with the losses in the case of to say Sammy Gyamfi, it is when the losses near a dorsum. That is when it's a problem. It's an alarming because I know any normal loss. But you make way from 1 minus 1 losses. It is normal. It comes with the. But when the losses become extreme, when the losses become a big loss, that is when it's a problem. It's in a gold board for the year problem. And a gold board, NDC for one gold board, they Ghana for a gold board. So one on all they cast a more beyond commenting about gold board because it's an ignorant mouth, it's an ignorant lips, and the Lord does not lie in your ignorant lips, and the Lord does not lie in your ignorant mouth. Fetch form. Because Ghana is the same taxpayers' money and found your free Kumasi and found your free Accra, your free Savulugu. Ghana as a whole, your taxpayers' money, and yet they build the Bank of Ghana. And Bank of Ghana is answerable to the people of Ghana. Forget Yawano. So one goes here, now, who person now person with propaganda now, me, I'll ignore you. Because this is not about propaganda, this is about education. We need to give people media for the no. And that is why I am NDC by media for criticizing. We are the critics of every government. Now then I find nanado. Missing nanado, besin nanado, a jam your name in Casa. Besin on my penny is excellency nanado don't go for former president. On him in fine. Because I criticize him profusely. Why does NDC feel a sense of entitlement? This is the problem I have. Sense of entitlement. Say, yeah, the NDC about Mobian criticizing. It's journalists for cry. If you for the time no mubuta critical question. MFA we are fan on your man and then gold hub, petroleum hub, your man PR, corporate affairs manager, uncle ye. No more by no more propaganda no. Papa see a near fan of Bank of Ghana, or more no more PR no. Why near fan Miami Bremonakwa at force and find the Ministry of Finance. Into journalists who used to ask critical questions. This is part of the culture of silence. No? Culture of silence now NDC for embarking on. And mind you, don't come and tell me any cock and bull comments. Say if you're the one complaining about culture of silence, UTV critical issues make Kufuadu time. You see, Kufuadu more your culture of silence. I said it. Don't come in. You see, you cannot use anything against me for equalization purposes. And fact. You can be culture of silence. And 1 year san can in it. Munya study NDC. Enti Sammy Gyamfi say one kasa wo agia to mu say One Kasawo Jiatum say there have been losses. The answer to the people of Ghana, how the losses came about, and whether the losses are justified or not. A mandate we need to know. It is our right as citizens of Ghana to know. Yes, you be file RTR, Right to Information Act. You be file. Say the NDC propaganda say you galam say no crime background NDC 1% kofo be hu say nsuo na ni te ana say ni nte enti joy FM for throw letter the command Ghana Water Force you say what the stability of the water is. Ghana Water Force you say yam fam can you imagine the same government or accuse Akufo-Addo so your culture of silence that government now is vimshiously preventing media people from getting information. The same government vimshiously is preventing the media from getting information. Into why NDC no?
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievements, and who at the worst, if he fails, at the least fails while doing greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. To this end, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge my colleagues in the minority that although we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we must fear no evil. Let's remain strong. Refuse to be intimidated. Refuse the subtle culture of silence. Let's soldier on. Victory awaits us.
Comment where I'll post you on Facebook. Who the Ashanti minister? You are disgracing us. Granted, say we a doctor too.